here. They don't. Have Milne. No, here.
Motorcycle, start your engines.
That's wrong.
Hey, a pleasant good evening, fans, and welcome to the Duke City Gladiators, home away from home, the Rio Rancho Event Center. This is a matchup that's been circled on the calendar for quite a while as the gold standard in the league is in town. It's the Arizona Rattlers. This should be a test, a true test to see where the Gladiators are at. This is the number 1 offense against the number 3 defense, but the Rattlers offense is no slouch either. But they do it in really different ways. The Gladiators, they just love to air it out, but it's a really balanced offensive attack for the Rattlers, Brandon.
Yeah, when you've seen the Rattlers play, they're the gold standard in everything they do, not just moving the ball on offense, but defensively especially. They're tough up front. They get the guys in the right gaps, and they flow to the ball. You're going to see a lot of speed tonight from Arizona. You're going to see them running right and left, up and down, and it's good whether or not we can match their speed and find a way to get some sort of balance in our offense in order for us to keep the clock moving. I think that's going to be the biggest thing that the Duke City's got to work on tonight.
The key is going to be stopping quarterback Drew Powell. He's their dual threat quarterback, and he loves to run the football. The Gladiators will receive to open up the game here. Defensive Player of the Week is the linebacker Ricky Wyatt Jr. He's the first Defensive Player of the Week for the Rattlers since last year when former New Mexico Lobo Nick Diavanzo got that same IFL honor.
Well, you talk about great football. Tonight's going to give us great football tonight because these guys are what you want to measure yourself against. These guys are the ones that are going to show you what you need to do to be victorious in this league. And it's a big jump for the Gladiators tonight, but it's going to be a fun night, and it's really exciting to have Arizona in town tonight at the event center.
The Gladiators will receive first. If you didn't hear the news earlier in the week, the Gladiators did announce that they'll play the remainder of their schedule this year here at the Rio Rancho Event Center. Sebastian Noel, Coach Brandon back. Glad to have you along here on YouTube this evening. A lot of good matchup across the IFL tonight. Dello Davis is the deep man back for the Gladiators. And Davis is going to just get that one out across the 5 where he's met. So the drive will start at about the 4-yard line.
Well, that's a good example of the speed we're going to see from Arizona tonight. They've got guys who can just flat out run. And when you're talking about guys who can get vertical up the field, not only on the offensive side of the ball, but their defensive line is one of the best in the league. And it's going to be exciting to watch them tonight. And can the Gladiators find some way to get the ball moving on the ground? I think that's going to be a big question mark for the Gladiators tonight.
Last week, the Rattlers, of course, victorious against the Tucson Sugar Skulls. And it was the defense, really, that propelled him to that. Nate Davis and company go to work here against the number 3 ranked defense in the league. Looked like a flag on the first play, and it is. And it looked like maybe Diavanzo got an early start there. Well, let's see.
He's definitely quick, and as the defensive player of the week, like you said at the beginning, he's got the skill needed to get up there. It's kind of nice to see a local kid, if you will, in the stadium tonight for the Arizona Rattlers, but his speed and his aggression up there up front, he's going to make some noise.
It is on Diavanzo, the penalty. He recorded 198 tackles in his career here at the University of New Mexico under the Bob Davie regime that the locals like to forget. This is the first of three, a big 3-game homestand. Xavier Amy is in motion. Davis on the other side. Nate looking to pass. He's going to dump it off in the backfield to Taylor. Taylor cuts back across the middle. He's across the 15-yard line. He's going to get all the way to the 20-yard line. He's finally dragged down by Josh Gordon.
And what a great job by Taylor getting out there in some open grass and making the first guy miss. The linebacker came humming in and overran it a little bit, and Taylor stuck his foot in the turf and was able to get big positive yards. Big first down here for the Gladiators.
And I think they were expecting that vertical action right away, and Davis taking what the defense gives them. That one's complete to Jared Elmore across the way.
We've seen a lot of that over the last couple of weeks, that little quick check down route. Get just a little bit beyond the sticks there. We call that a sticks route. He was just a hair short on that one, it looks like, but the Gladiators kind of hang their hat on that. Get rid of the ball early, get rid of the ball quickly, and try to continue to move the chains. Second and short here.
That'll bring up a 2nd down and 2. Low snap to Davis. Davis has a lot of room. He's going to roll out right. He's going to keep it himself for the first down. So Davis hasn't run it often, but when he has run it, it's been pretty effective this year. As a matter of fact, the Gladiators' running game has been so non-existent that Davis is actually pretty close to their leading rusher.
Well, yeah, he is efficient, like you said, when he needs to run. And he does a good job of keeping his feet moving, keeping his eyes downfield. Arizona did a great job of covering everybody up, and he found some open space for another big first down. But it would be nice to see Taylor get involved here on the ground game. They've done a good job of swinging him out right and left and getting him the ball.
And that gain actually does make Nate the leading rusher on the year. So they're deep in Rattlers territory here. The ball's at the 15-yard line. Davis pump fakes. Now he's going to the end zone. Touchdown to Xavier Amy.
And that was a great double move route there. You see Xavier, he ran that motion at the beginning of the play here and then cut back into the inside, make it look like he was running a slant, cut back to the outside and back over again. That double move route got him, and Davis puts the ball where it needs it to be for a quick touchdown.
So the Gladiators strike first, and the offense might be going for 2 here. No, here comes Lewis. Now Lewis prefers to drop kick this here, so you do get the 2 points on a drop kick conversion. Let's see, he did a lot of that at Prescott Valley last week, but it looks like they're going to go traditional here.
I think they were just trying some things for later on in the season, but what a fun and interesting thing you don't often see.
They're going to fake that pass to Taylor. He was tripped up, and then he's wrapped up. That was actually a pretty good play design there.
That was a great design, but number 15,
Dylan Winfrey makes the stop.
Dylan Winfrey did a great job of staying on his side, maintaining his gap, making sure that nothing comes back across. You'll see here the double move here as he gets back to the corner of the end zone for a nice touchdown. He made the DB bite and turn, got his hips turned, and he was back around for the touchdown.
So it'll stay 6-0. No good on the conversion. We'll stay here. We had a chance to talk a little bit more about this matchup. We didn't have a chance to talk much about it during pregame. But what does this defense have to do? It's a defense that improved a little bit last week, obviously at Northern Arizona. but they've had trouble against the run, and that's what the Rattlers like to do. So what do they have to do here today?
Well, I think they're just trying to feel themselves out a little bit. When you lose a guy like Jason Serta, who is, player of the league, defensive player of the league, and his ability to move and to drop into a pass route, they're trying to find that answer for him right now. What they got to do is they got to get good pressure up front. They got to have their defensive line make sure that they're in the right gap and they're maintaining their position to give that linebacker one opportunity or one choice that he has to worry about, so that he only has to think about one or two things as they get ready to see what Arizona looks like here on their first possession.
The kick goes into the seats. Harris was a deep man back for the Rattlers here. So out comes the offense. Our first look at quarterback Drew Powell, quarterback out of Livingston College. He had some time in the Canadian Football League. He was a Saskatchewan Rough Rider. He rushed for 3 touchdowns, threw for 1 last week, so he definitely likes to get it going on the ground.
Well, and that's just, you talk about teams that run the ball efficiently. When you got to worry about the running back who can run the ball efficiently, obviously for Arizona, but when you got a quarterback wrinkle who can also run, and that is part of their offense, not just a scramble situation, but you'll see some calls tonight where it's actually a design call for Powell. That definitely puts a lot of pressure on this defense here as they try to figure out what they need to do to get a stop.
Powell in the handoff gives it to Harrington, and he's wrapped up by Mao. O.J. Mao out of Gardner-Webb. He had some NFL time, did Mao. It's been a welcomed addition to this team. Gladiators defense trying to find their way.
I'm a little excited to watch Harrington. I've seen some video of him over the last couple of weeks, and I saw him in warm-ups. He has got some quick feet, and his ability to change directions is pretty impressive. So we'll watch to see if he can get at the ball.
With an empty backfield, they're going deep up the middle, and it is caught, and a flag on the play. But what a catch up the middle there from Daryl Monroe.
And it was just a straight little seam route, nothing fancy about it. He was able to get beyond the defender, got the defender stuck on his heels. The DB did a great job of turning his heels and trying to play the ball and find the ball, but got there just a hair early for the penalty, but what a great catch.
The flag was on Ray Jones, so it's declined. They'll take the play, and that's a first down and then some for Monroe. 6'2", 220 out of Arizona Western. So the Rattlers are in business here.
Now this is where you're going to see some run game stuff usually for these teams who can move the ball efficiently.
They're trying on the left side, and that was wrapped up immediately. So no gain on the carry there.
And what a great job by number 45, OJ. He did a fantastic job of setting that edge, staying where he needs to be and getting in his gap and making a big play. And that's what the Gladiators are going to have to do in order to keep the time from running and give their offense a chance to get back on the field quickly. I think the clock is what's going to be something that the Gladiators are going to have to worry about tonight.
Rattlers scored on 6 of their 10 possessions last week against the Sugar Skulls. It's an empty backfield for Powell. Wide open up the middle. Monroe makes the catch, and then he got folded in half by Hilton.
Hilton did a great job. He made that little curl route right in front of him, but he did a great job of making sure that he didn't get any extra yards after the catch, and then just that flowing to the ball mentality that the Gladiators have been known for over the last couple years. It's going to be a big question mark for them. Can they continue to keep this pressure on the quarterback as they move down closer and closer to the goal line?
First out at the 7-yard line. Powell will keep it himself. He's wrapped up and stopped. So Powell, that's what he's looking to do, but the Gladiators had that read perfectly.
And that's the design quarterback run we talked about, where he is part of the run game. He is expected to hold on to the ball, ride the fake out on that motion, that jet motion back across. But the Gladiators weren't fooled that time, and they did a great job. Young, number 44, doing a great job staying where he needs to be to make a big tackle.
Wouldn't be surprised if they tried that same play maybe on the other side here. Monroe's in the backfield. They'll pitch to him. Plenty of room on that side, but he's short again. So he was behind the lead block there from Lamar Mady. Gets him to about the 2-yard line.
That's great flowing defense by the Gladiators, and we really didn't see that when Tucson was in town. They were kind of on their heels a lot, trying to figure out where they needed to be, but that was a great job by the defense. Everybody staying where they needed to be, flowing to the ball, making a big stop here.
But deep in the Gladiators' territory here. He's got Monroe to his left. Powell's going to keep this one himself, and he is in. It's a touchdown for the Rattlers as Powell punches it in himself. So he had 3 rushing touchdowns last week, and there's his first of the week here.
Well, he's such a big man, 6'3", 220 pounds. Greg Dent did a great job at that wide receiver, that DB position coming up. He read the run and filled the gap immediately, but he's just a little bit, I think he lost the battle to physics there on that one. But, you know, the Gladiators defense is really flying around, and they're coming up and they're putting their hat on where they need to be. So this is good to see.
Ernesto Lacayo, the kicker, for the extra point here to put the Rattlers in front. That's a good snap and hold, and the kick is right off the lawyer's face. 7-6 Rattlers here in the first.
My name is Ed. I am a husband and a father of 2. I was a non-union journeyman for years. I heard many good things about the union, and I was hesitant to make a change. Time just passes so quickly. I did my own research, and I owed it to myself and my family to look into the Brotherhood. IBEW 611 secures my wages and benefits, a safe work environment, and means to retirement with dignity. Becoming a member of the union and working for Nico Contractors was one of the best decisions I have ever made for myself and my family. Thank you, IBEW.
We are the United Association of Journeymen and Apprentices. We are searching for men and women who want to jumpstart to a challenging career as a certified welder. You're not the type to want a job where you're trapped behind a desk. Instead, you're searching for a career path that combines analytical skills with hands-on work. At the UA, we offer a paid apprenticeship program that may be right for you. This is a 5-year educational track providing students with all the skills they need to succeed as a certified welder. And for the work you do as a welding apprentice, you'll actually get paid. You'll earn while you learn, making more with each year of experience. The UA apprenticeship program is free for all students. So when you graduate as a UA certified welder, you'll have no college loans or trade school debt to carry with you. Plus, you'll also receive all the benefits that come with UA membership, such as healthcare for you and your family, as well as a great retirement package. We are UA 412.
Welcome back to the Rio Rancho Event Center. Sebastian Noel, Coach Brandon back alongside our director upstairs, Alden Iwani, Josh Brown and the crew. Glad to have you along on YouTube tonight for this IFL matchup between the Gladiators and the Rattlers. It's 7-6. That was Drew Powell's 11th rushing touchdown of the year. You know, he joined the Rattlers late in the year last year. He only played 6 games for them, 18 touchdowns. He really brought them a whole nother dimension. Led them, of course, to the United Bowl. They took their only loss of the season in the championship game. But exactly what we expected out of Arizona on that first drive, Coach.
Well, you know, one of the other things that Arizona does, too, that a lot of teams you won't see a lot of is they use not just that vertical motion we're used to seeing in Arena League football, but they like to use that jet sweep motion as well. And that's gonna really affect a defense who's inexperienced or defense who's undisciplined with their eyes. But I'm really proud of how the Gladiators have played that session or that series. They did a great job of being where they needed to be, but a little overpowered there at the end. But the defense has really stepped up.
They're going to go for an onside kick here. Did that go the requisite 10 is going to be the question.
Yes, it did.
And it did go the 10. We might have a challenge here. No, we won't see a challenge. So the onside kick early.
Well, you know, you talk about swagger, and that's what the Rattlers have. They walk into the stadium with a level of a swagger and confidence, and they feel like they can be risky in some of these situations, in these unusual situations.
I can't even tell you some of the stuff they were saying during warm-ups. I'll tell you during the commercial break, but it's not suited for our YouTube audience. So Powell goes back to work after they recover the onside kick here. 6:40 and counting in the first quarter. Powell looking deep. He's going to unleash a lot of separation, and it is a touchdown. One play for the score on the touchdown pass to Jared Harrington.
Well, and I told you at the beginning of the game, it was interesting to see when I was watching clips of him. He is so quick, and he's able to get behind the defense so efficiently. But really what sets that up is the Rattlers' offensive line. You saw the time that Drew Powell had to find his man Harrington coming back across from the other side. But That's a big play, and you expect those big plays after big special team plays like that.
It's Harrington's third receiving touchdown of the year. The extra point is up and through. 14-6, Rattlers.
Life is like no other. It's fight and flight. It's putting down roots to something bigger than a place. We were started almost 60 years ago. We understand the challenges because military life is still real life. We're here to fight for them, to help them grow, realize their dreams, and grab their slice of the American pie. That's why we do what we do. Come meet us at KirtlandFCU.org. Kirtland Federal Credit Union. You belong.
Back at it here at the event center. Dello Davis is the deep man for the Gladiators. And he's not going to get much. Bring it out to about the 5-yard line. So the Gladiators have to answer here. 2 quick early scores for the Rattlers. That's what they do.
Yeah, they're very efficient at moving the ball. We've seen that. And when you're cream of the crop of the IFL, you know you can move the ball quickly and efficiently. But how are the Gladiators going to answer? Are they going to be able to move the chains? They don't need everything right away. They don't need to go a big strike for a big strike. They just got to continue to move the chains to get points on the board in a situation where you had a big offensive play and a big special teams play. Settle yourself down, and that's what they got. They got the field general out there. They got Nate Davis. He knows what to do to continue to get the chains moving.
Davis looking to Amy up the middle. It's complete at midfield. He's wrapped up and brought down there by Pearson. That'll move it into Rattlers territory. This has the potential to be an absolute shootout. The question will be, can the Gladiators, you pretty much, if it's a shootout, you got to score in every possession.
Every possession, and right now the Rattlers are actually up a possession because they stole one with that special teams play on that onside kick. But
yeah, with all the extra points we have potential to get today, this could be David Chavis's best advertising dollars he's ever spent,
right,
with his face in the end zone.
Maybe closer to a basketball score here in a second. But what a field general Nate Davis is, coming off of that big special teams play and then a big strike to settle everybody down. Big first down here on the first play.
Davis was inducted into the Ball State Athletic Hall of Fame. Taylor on the run, and that was not going to happen as he was brought down for a big loss there.
And that's something that the Gladiators have got to continue to work on. And I know that coach is going to be doing that and trying to get better every week at it, but when you're one-dimensional, it's going to put a lot of pressure on your defense because the time on the clock is going to be probably one of your biggest enemies.
Devin Cockrell, UTEP with the stop there. 2-time All-Conference USA honorable mention. He led all of Conference USA as a freshman with 176 tackles. He had 5 of them last week for the Rattlers, and you can see that he goes downhill.
His speed is impressive as he gets to the edge quickly on any type of run play.
Davis going to go back to the air here. Pressure coming. He lets one loose, and it's into the seats. Dello Davis was the intended receiver, but he was bracketed over there. Jermaine Dubs was there.
Nicholas Diavanzo here on our side on this edge, number 92. Man, his speed is impressive. When you get a chance to watch him on a replay, or if you get a chance to tag him on a play here, his speed and aggression, the way he works his hands on this edge, he's going to give Davis fits all night if they can't find a way to give him some support out there. You can see why he's one of the top defenders of the league.
We mentioned Ricky Wyatt, number 43. He's the Defensive Player of the Week. Diavanzo was the last guy to earn that last year. Davis has some time. Going to let one fire. Davis is open. No, it was picked off. He was open for a second. They're going to say it's incomplete as it hit the wall, but Dylan Winfrey was right there to try to pick it off. He came out of nowhere, Brad.
Nowhere. And, you know, the Rattlers ran a good blitz package here. And if we get a chance to see it on the replay, you'll see they bring the linebackers right in Davis's face here. You'll see it on the replay. They bring the linebacker, number 27, right in the grill of Nate Davis. He's able to get rid of the ball, but, man, that safety closed fast. And it just bounced off the wall there.
So bring up a 4th down here. And we mentioned in a game that could be a shootout, you just have to match scores. Any place you don't score, even in the indoor game, a field goal, defense looks at that as a stop.
Definitely. Anything less than a touchdown is going to be a win in a situation where you're talking about putting large number of basketball-type points up on the board.
So on 4th down, Davis rolling, still looking, great coverage down the field. He's in trouble now. He's going to try to make something happen, and it's caught for the first down by Xavier Amy as Davis had to roll out to his right, and he let that one go right at the line of scrimmage. That's a great job by him extending that play. The coverage was so good down the field for the Rattlers.
Well, and they did a great job. You'll see they dropped number 92, Nicholas Diavanzo, again on the edge as he picked up the running back coming out, and you'll see it here on the replay. Davis just finds a way to extend the play, keep his eyes downfield, and that's what you get when you're talking about a quarterback who's had the number of reps and the number of seasons under his belt as Nate Davis.
And of course, Amy is his old teammate there with the Amarillo Venom of the CIF. So those two have great chemistry together. With Taylor in the backfield, he fakes to him, back to Amy. It was a bad throw, but it doesn't matter because Amy's going to walk it in for the touchdown.
What a great job by Amy. Keeping his hands, ball is low and away to the inside a little bit, not in the great place, but Amy does a great job. And Terrell Pearson, number 7, as the DB comes up, tries to make a play on the ball, didn't keep a hand on Amy to ensure the tackle, and Amy stays on his feet for a touchdown.
It's the 2nd touchdown of the night for Amy. That gives him 5 on the year. As we take another look, Coach.
And you'll see it there on the replay. You see Patterson drives in for the ball, thinking maybe he had a shot on the interception, but Amy does a great job of putting that hand down there, sticking that ball in there where it needs to be, and then turning in for an easy touchdown. And now we got to go for 2 here to try to tie it up.
Tyrell Pearson looking for his 2nd interception of the year there. Davis looking for 2. There's a flag on the play. It's complete to Dello Davis, but we'll have to check this laundry.
That's a great short yardage play drawn up there by the Gladiator coaching staff. They get a double cross. You get guys crossing right and left, and then Dello Davis sneaking out in the middle. He's easy to get lost in there, and he's such a great athlete.
It's illegal defense, so it'll be declined. The 2-point try is good to Dello Davis, and we're all tied at 14.
If you have suffered tragic injury from an automobile which failed to meet safety standards, such as roof failure, door failure, or seatbelt failure, we can have the vehicle immediately inspected by our experts to determine a system failure. The vehicle must be preserved for inspection. Call the law firm of David C. Chavez now at 505-865-9696. We don't just consider who caused the injury, we look to see what the cause of the injury was.
Hi, Christy Pofall with Chastity Dyer here with the Pofall team over at Guild Mortgage.
We're super excited to be the official 2021 title sponsor for the Duke City Gladiators. We know you guys are going to have a great season. We can't wait to see everyone there.
If you or anybody you know have any mortgage needs, refinance or purchase, give us a call with 505-261-8888. We'd love to be able to help you.
Barbecue is the most authentic Texas barbecue in the 505. If you need a little taste of Texas, Dickey's is the place to be.
We're back at the Rio Rancho Event Center, tied at 14 here as we take another look at that catch on the touchdown to Xavier Amy and the 2-point conversion to Dello Davis in the back of the end zone.
That really was a great 2-point play by the Gladiators. They were able to get some misdirection going on there with those crossing routes and find a way to sneak Dello Davis out. And you're always going to be successful when you can find that open space for that guy.
Now the Gladiators will try an onside kick. Do you like that in the first quarter here, or you think that's kind of a little over-aggressive?
Well, you know, when you're playing the gold standard, what do you got to lose? Everybody's coming in here. You're the nation's leading underdog in this situation. Why not be risky? I'm okay with that. I like those situations. I think it gives your team some confidence. As a coaching staff, it tells them that you believe in their ability to either make a stop or put points back on the board when they get back to offense. So I think that's a good decision on their part. But their defense has got to find a way to slow this clock down and try to tick up as much points as possible, because it's going to be a quick scoring night.
It gives Drew Powell the football inside Gladiator territory. Powell wide open, whiffed on the tackle there, Dent Jr., and it's complete to Jeremiah Harris.
And Harris at 5'9", 160 pounds, he's already so low to the ground. When his ability to post the arm and stay on his feet, you really got to make sure that you get a good, solid wrap-up tackle in those situations.
And the only reason I bring that question up is you remember when the coaching staff started onside kicking against Tucson, and it just led to score after score after score for the Sugar Skulls.
It definitely hurt it, but I would say that this situation is a little bit different because they've been able to match so far score for score with what the Rattlers have done, and it really feels like it gives them confidence in their abilities to say, you know what, we're rolling the dice, we're here to play this game all 4 quarters like everybody else does, and let's see what we can do here.
So the first of a 3-game homestand here at the Rio Rancho Event Center. They'll face the Frisco Fighters next, and then July 3rd will be the homecoming for Dominic Bramante as he's back in town with his Northern Arizona Wranglers. The Wranglers have struggled in this season.
And it doesn't matter what level you're at. Expansion teams are always hard. It's always hard to start that from the ground up. I know Coach Bramante is going to do a great job of establishing his type of football out there. You know, you talk about a guy who's been all over the place in Arena League football. You can't go. You got to start and stop with Coach Bramante. He's done a hell of a job here for us, and he's going to do a good job for them as well.
So a quick opening quarter here. This will be the second quarter's first possession. And I think if you're the Gladiators, you can limit it to 2 possessions apiece per quarter. As long as you have the ball last.
That's where you want to be.
Right? And that's another reason I don't like the onside kick. I think if in a tie game, you just play possession football as they run into the left side Monroe.
And that's what you're kind of asking yourself for from your defense. And you know, in Arena League especially, it's a high-scoring game to begin with, anyways. And so if you can get 1 stop, you can get 1 field goal out of it. That's really a win for the defense. But really, what defenses are trying to do is just trying to keep the offense out there for as long as possible to give their guys a chance on the other side of the ball and take as much time off as possible. And so far, the Gladiators have stepped up and done that really, really well.
Powell fakes it. Now he's going to look to throw down the field. Still looking. Plenty of time and incomplete. A rare drop for Jared Harrington, because that was right there for him at the wall.
Right where you needed to be, man. And that starts and stops up front. You know, you got big guys like number 79, Kenny Thomas, who happened to be the offensive guard. And you'll see it here on the replay. Harrington goes up, and he just right through his hands, right? He's not going to miss too many of those, but really the offensive line is what made that ability, him to give him the chance to make that pass. You know, Kenny Thomas, he was an offensive guard at Louisville, and he got to see what it's like to block for a Heisman Trophy winner and an offensive player of the year. And
Powell going to keep this one himself. 1 missed tackle, but now he's wrapped up. Dalen Young brought him down after he was able to elude the first defender in the backfield. You know, the scary thing about the Rattlers, Coach, is having watched all their games this year, they haven't played a complete game yet.
Yeah.
When they do, look out.
Well, you might end up shocking them at the end because they're not used to playing all 4 quarters, and that's a situation where you're going to lean heavily not just on your offense to match point for point, but your defense. And what we're seeing by the Gladiators tonight is some of the strongest defense I've seen out of them this year. And so, can they continue to find ways to make stops and make big plays? That's going to be the question.
On third down, Powell with plenty of time up the middle. It's complete, short of the end zone. Great open field tackle there by Paul Robinson.
You know, we mentioned Robinson's last name last week and a lot the week before. He does a great job of being back there, kind of playing center field. He's got to be able to cover both that back corner area and then drop back into anything in the middle, and he did a great job of making a big open field tackle.
Paul was a NCAA champion at Pittsburgh State.
And Pittsburgh State, man, the Gorillas there in Kansas, they do football really, really well. And if you're an All-American for them, you're a guy who's played for them, that says a lot about your ability.
Fourth down, big spot for Powell and the Rattlers here. Quick release, touchdown. Wide open to Jamal Miles.
It looked like a little bit of a coverage breakdown there. They had two open guys. Powell could have gone to his right or his left. He ends up going to number 2, Miles, for his third touchdown tonight.
Miles,
you'll see it here on the replay. Miles was just open up right immediately in the middle. The linebacker got stuck looking in the backfield a little bit maybe, and he just ran by him for an easy touchdown. But, you know.
That is Miles' 4th touchdown of the season. We're going to go for 2 with Harrington. He's close, no signal yet. It might stop them, and they did stop him. Hilton was there for the stop.
Well, we've called Hilton's name a lot on defense because he is a hammer out there on the edge. He does a great job of coming downhill, not only just making big plays, but he wraps up as well. And I feel like that's a lost art these days in defenses. They want to try to take somebody's head off instead of making sure that they got the guy wrapped up, and that's not the case with Hilton. Hilton will come down, he'll hold on, and he'll make sure that you pay the price when you meet him in the hole. And then what a great stop for the Gladiators there.
Jones Jr. was in on the stop as well. So 20-14. Both teams have missed a 2-point conversion.
So I think this is going to be a turning point of the game here. If the Gladiators can move the ball and match it point for point, I think we're going to see that all night long. But if the Rattlers find a way to make a stop or a turnover, that's going to play a big role as we get ready to move into the early part of this second quarter. You think they're talking about watch the onside here?
Looks like it.
Dillo maybe just taking his time to get back there, but he's not very far back there.
Dillo Davis, the deep man. Dent Jr. is up, but they might be anticipating something here.
Well, you've seen 2 special team trick plays tonight out of the Rattlers, and like we had said earlier, we saw that a lot from the Gladiators. But
Dillo going to be able to take this one out here, but he is met immediately just across the 5. Flag comes in after the play.
Might be a block in the back here. Well, here comes General Davis out here. Get his team ready, get his team locked and loaded, and find ways to continue to move the ball. It's been a heavy dose of Amy on the last 2 possessions. We'll see if we can spread the ball out a little bit more. Get it to guys like Dillo Davis. We haven't really heard his name much tonight, but he's such a playmaker out there in space. I'm sure they're going to find a way to get him the ball.
2 touchdowns for Amy. On the other side, a rushing touchdown for Powell, and then that touchdown pass to Harrington and Miles on the last possession. So Gladiators are huddled up here, and I think this is smart. Use as much of the clock as possible.
In a shootout, your clock is your friend, especially when you're the underdog.
Well, play clock down to 12 seconds here. Davis with an empty backfield, plenty of time. Going to the sideline. There's the flag for pass interference. It came from both sides as Xavier Amy was interfered with.
That was a great job. Great routes. They tried a little double move, stick and move routes, but the offensive line for the Gladiators did a great job of giving Davis the time he needed. Arena League football is fast to begin with, and when you're trying to make double move routes out there, you really got to lean heavily on your offensive line, and they've done a great job tonight of giving him the time and space needed to make big plays.
They got dubs on the pass interference there, and Nate has been locked in with his old Venom teammate Xavier Amy tonight.
Yeah, you talk about chemistry. That's a big part of having a great passing game, and when you got a guy that you've played with before, you got a guy you know what his breaks look like, you know what his timing looks like. That plays a big role.
And if they get a couple of scores here to Amy, maybe Coach Guy changes what he's doing defensively, and then all of a sudden maybe your number 1 guy moves over and then you can start throwing it to Jared Elmore.
It's definitely going to open up some other receivers the more success he has here.
Davis looking to pass again. He's got some time up the middle, and it's complete to Elmore. Across the 20-yard line for Jared Elmore.
That's another great catch by Elmore. He had a big catch on the first possession there for that first down. And that's the nice thing about the Gladiators. They seem to sprinkle it around on who's hot. The first home game we got to see against Tucson, it was a heavy dose of Elmore and a little bit of Amy. And then tonight, right now, they're going to Amy a little bit with a little bit of Elmore. And so that's what's nice, and that's what you get with an experienced quarterback who can move the ball to the guy with the hot hand.
Jared Elmore out of Mid-America Nazarene College, and he is a good one. With Taylor, they're going to hand it to Taylor. Short gain, keep him honest, a gain of 3 on the play.
That's really the type of run game we need to see from the Gladiators here. We're not talking about making big first down runs. You don't see a lot of that in Arena League football to begin with, but just keeping the first down marker moving, giving yourself second and third and manageable situations, and making the linebackers step up. It's really going to open up things and the hole behind them. And that's when you're going to see guys like Dillo Davis get open, when you can develop a run game.
We'll bring up second and medium here for the Gladiators. Taylor to Nate's left. He'll send Elmore and Dillo Davis in motion. They're going to fake the pitch and get it to Xavier Amy. Nice play design there.
It's a great little tunnel screen, if you will. He fakes the pitch to the outside to Taylor and then turns back around, and he gets the ball to his playmaker's hands. And that's what you want to see when you get guys out there on the edge.
We're bringing up about 3.5 yard here, Brandon.
You calling Davis's number here?
Which Davis? Nate might keep this.
Nate might keep this. I'm not sure I would make that an every down thing with him, but this is really where you want your run game to have some sort of a focus in these situations.
Well, you have
here.
Basically 2 downs to go a half yard here. Elmore and Dillo Davis out to the left in motion. They're going that way, and it is caught for the first down by Dillo Davis.
And that's the Nate Davis stuff we talk about all the time, that timing route stuff, catch and throw, get the ball right out. He's throwing that ball to the outside. You'll see it on the replay here. He's throwing that ball to the outside on Davis before Davis makes his break. And that is, as a defender and as a defensive coach, that's impossible to cover, really. You got to kind of be lucky and risky with it, but that's what Davis does. That's what Nate Davis does. That's what the Gladiators have kind of hung their hat on this year, and they move the chains.
Dello leads the IFL in receptions and receiving touchdowns. Davis looking, still looking, fires towards the wall and through the hands and incomplete. Looked like Jared Elmore was the intended receiver there.
Elmore did a great job of making a breaking cut towards the back of the end zone. I think the Rattlers got away with a little bit of a hold there. You'll see it here on the replay.
Good coverage there by Devin Cockrell.
He's got his hand on his jersey really early, but, it's not a penalty unless they call it, and so the Gladiators will reload and figure out another way to move the ball here. But this is a great possession.
That's what Coach Martino Theus is telling the official right now, that, hey, he was draped all over his jersey. So they'll bring up a second down after the incomplete pass to Jared Elmore. Taylor in the backfield to Davis's left. Dello and Amy are to the right in motion. Davis looking that way. He's flushed back now to his right. Here comes Diavanzo in pursuit. And Davis will throw it away as Diavanzo drives Davis into the turf.
That was a great job of Davis continuing to extend the play, but in situations like that, when the defender is just rushing as hard as he can upfield, and Holness is doing everything he can, Patterson's doing everything he can on that edge to get Diavanzo out of the way, but there was just no open receivers down there for them, and they get another chance to put points on the board. But you know what the great thing is look at all the time they've run off the clock here.
6.5 to play here in the half. It's third down now.
Patterson's had his hands full on that edge all night long, but he's done a heck of a job of giving Davis the time he needs to throw, and really going up against a defender like Diavanzo says a lot about his ability.
Towards the corner, it's incomplete through the hands of Xavier Amy. Great coverage there in the corner of the end zone by Dylan Winfrey.
That was great coverage, and what a great play by Amy to try to go up there over the wall. And you'll see it here on the replay. You just watch Amy just get up over the wall, just right out of his hands, over the wall, into concessions. He might have come up with some nachos on the end of that one, but That was a great play. There's a great athletic effort there.
We'll bring up a Gladiator 4th down here. Well, the ball's at the 6-yard line.
I'd be looking for Davis here. Dillo Davis, he's your playmaker in these situations. Look for him on a double moving route.
Nate looking,
there it is.
Still looking, towards the end zone. Touchdown, Jared Elmore!
Great play design and a great opportunity for the Gladiators to put points on the board. Now this is a flag after the play, after the touchdown, but Elmore did a great job. They had Dillo Davis and Elmore on both of those out-breaking routes there, and Davis does what he needs to do. But really, for me, this possession came down to the offensive line. You know, Patterson has done a great job all night long. Mao's done a great job all night long on those edges and giving his quarterback time to throw the ball. Hunter on the offense's left side, this is a really big play, but you'll see it there. Elmore does a great job of making that cut on that replay and holding on to the ball, and then you'll see him kind of step over and throw the ball at the defender, and that's what picked up that penalty. But
it's Elmore's 6th touchdown of the season. It is unsportsmanlike conduct on Jared Elmore. And Jared's usually not the guy to hot dog, so personally, I think we got hosed on that call.
A little bit of emotion there, and I think it came from the backside there. But either way, you know what matters is the amount of time. We took over 6 minutes off the clock there.
Oh, he went for the double pump. I think they got him on that 3rd pump. I mean,
well, that'll get you right. It's
yeah.
always the second guy who gets caught. And it looks like the Gladiators will go for 2 here.
Jared keeps dancing like that. We might have a larger female audience next week.
TikTok famous, baby.
So we'll be going for 2 here. The Gladiators are in between kickers, and that's putting it lightly.
They're about ready to run out of time.
With the play clock expiring, Davis towards the corner. Dello Davis is open for the 2-point conversion. And the Gladiators take the lead on a 2-point conversion. Second time he's hit Dello. 22-20, Gladiators.
Chiba Hut is the home of Albuquerque's favorite toasted subs. Sizes varying from nugs to blunts and all your favorite cottonmouth cures. We have it all at Chiba Hut.
Gladiator Football is brought to you by these proud partners: Damage Control, Urban Wellness, Jackson Compaction, B2B Garden Brewery, Archetype Tattoo, and by Southwest Labs. Gladiator Football is brought to you by these proud partners: Chris Davis Advisory Group, State Farm, Archetype Tattoo, MT Trucking, Remax, and by Southwest Labs.
Welcome back to the Rio Rancho Event Center. 22-20, Gladiators in front with 4:38 to go here in this opening half.
It's really been a heavy dose, both sides of the ball for the Gladiators. Not just the offense, obviously moving the ball, but the defense. You know, they've scored every time they've been up, but the amount of time that they're making the Rattlers tick off the clock is really going to pay dividends later.
A really high hop on that kick and great coverage down the field. And Greg Dent Jr., a Florida State man, who's been playing both ways for the Gladiators, makes the stop on the special teams. And the Rattlers will start here just shy of the 10-yard line.
Let's see if Arizona takes the next 4 minutes or if they're going to go for the quick strike. I have a feeling they're going to try to get a quick point here, because Arizona gets the ball coming out of halftime, and that's really that's really where the Gladiators kind of got to keep their focus, because they're kind of down a possession in this situation when you got a shootout, having given up that onside kick. So they got to make sure that they stop it early and often here.
Powell, an empty backfield. Here comes some pressure, but Powell's able to get rid of it, and then right through the hands of Daryl Monroe. Tell you what, the Rattlers have had a couple of uncharacteristic drops today. I mean, Harrington never drops it, and he dropped the touchdown earlier.
No, that was a flat-out drop. You'll see it here on the replay. Moore does a great job of finding space when the quarterback's scrambling, but he just flat-out dropped it. There's no excuse for that. But you know, one of those situations, we've been in these games before. You come in thinking that you're 10 times better than the team you're playing, which you may or may not be, but that doesn't mean that you can come in and not give your best focus, and that's what you see out of the Rattlers tonight. It's not the best, cleanest game they've ever had.
Miles find the edge. Miles still on his feet. He's finally dragged out inside the 10-yard line by Jones Jr. Yeah, I mean, supremely confident would be putting it mildly, the way that the Rattlers were talking during warm-ups today.
Well, that's the thing. That play right there is an example of what we got to get better at as a team, as the Gladiators. They've got to be able to find a way to stop the ball. You'll see it on the replay here, that jet motion, and the Rattlers just did a great job of getting in the way, getting into the outside shoulder of the defenders, and open up just a small lane there on that replay, and he makes the best out of a small situation. But it was interesting. But unfortunately for us, Greg Dent Jr., number 5, is being helped off the field here at the end, and that's going to have an impact on our defense for sure.
Dent, Florida State man, and we mentioned he's been going both ways, but he's been pretty good on that defensive side of the ball. Haley in motion on the right side here, and Harrington to Powell's left. Powell with some pressure, he's wrapped up, and he's able to get rid of the football. Great pursuit there by O.J. Mao. Gardner Webman with some NFL experience.
What a great job of continuing to move your feet upfield, get your hands up. You'll see it on the replay here. Mao does a great job. Doesn't stop running, doesn't stop moving, and is able to get his hands on Powell so he can not get his hips all the way through that pass. But the defense has really stepped up tonight, and I think that's been the most impressive thing for me watching the Gladiators on defense tonight, because we didn't see this against Tucson the first time that we got to see them at home.
I'll tell you what, I'm not sure if there's not another quarterback in the IFL other than Powell that would have got rid of the ball there and not gotten sacked.
not just been absolutely drilled. Talk about his strength and his speed. Drew Powell, 6'3", 220. He is all of that for sure.
On second down now, fake the handoff, and it's again dropped. It was intended for Monroe. When the pressure was coming, it'll bring up a 4th down.
That's the second drop by Monroe, and that is uncharacteristic of their running back for sure.
And the Gladiators will take a timeout here. Defensive coordinator Fred Griggs wants to talk about it. This is a huge play coming up on the other side of this timeout.
We are the United Association of Journeymen and Apprentices. We are searching for men and women who want to jumpstart to a challenging career as a certified welder. You're not the type to want a job where you're trapped behind a desk. Instead, you're searching for a career path that combines analytical skills with hands-on work. At the UA, we offer a paid apprenticeship program that may be right for you. This is a 5-year educational track providing students with all the skills they need to succeed as a certified welder. And for the work you do as a welding apprentice, you'll actually get paid. You'll earn while you learn, making more with each year of experience. The UA apprenticeship program is free for all students. So when you graduate as a UA certified welder, you'll have no college loans or trade school debt to carry with you. Plus, you'll also receive all the benefits that come with UA membership, such as healthcare for you and your family, as well as a great retirement package. We are UA 412.
Big play coming up here. I mean, this got the potential to be huge. The Gladiators could have stopped here and they score before the half, or Arizona punches this in and they also get possession to start the second half.
Yeah, this could be a 14-point swing here if they don't find a way to stop the ball, but there's the pressure.
Powell all day, and it's complete, enough for a first down. The catch was made by Monroe.
And that was his third receiver. That was Powell's third option there on that. You'll see it on the replay if we have it, but you'll see it here on the replay. Powell's looking, He comes back across to his running back, Monroe, and he's able to secure the catch. But when you give your quarterback that much time to throw, he's usually going to find an open receiver. But it's good to see Jones Jr. come back in, Ray Jones Jr. come back in the game here. I said Dent earlier, but it was Ray Jones who had to step out.
1:42 to go now.
Duke City Gladiators staff is in the stands in tonight's game, selling 50-50.
You know, this field goal is a win either way. It's a big win for the defense. It's not as bad to overcome because the Rattlers are going to start the second half with the ball, and they haven't been stopped at all at this point. So this is a big opportunity for the Gladiators. And you know, the Gladiators have done a great job over this entire season of finding ways to get in there and block extra points and block field goals. Let's see if we can get it done tonight.
Let's see if Coach Guy gets tricky here, though. Good snap and hold, and the kick is up and through. So the Rattlers take the lead, 23-22, late in the first half. What did you think of that decision to kick the field goal there? I know the live chat on YouTube, the Rattlers fans were not thrilled about that decision.
Points
what
are
were your
points,
thoughts?
and having missed a two-point conversion earlier, that could be the difference in the game. You want to make sure you put points in the situation, and points are points, especially when you are coming out of halftime with another possession. So I think that was a good decision.
Jello Davis is the deep man. He's not going to have a chance here. That one's through the end zone. So plenty of time for Nate Davis and company here with 1:33 to go in this half. Actually, they're going to have to make sure they don't leave any time for the Rattlers.
No time, because the Rattlers can score big early. We saw that right after that onside kick. And what it's really going to come down to is Nate Davis doing what Nate Davis does, and that's managing the clock and managing the field and the possessions. And he's done a great job. You don't want anybody else back there but Nate Davis. His ability to manage the game time situations is second to none. So receivers got to catch the ball, and the O-line has got to do what they did on the last possession, is give him time to go through his progression and go through his reads and find the right guy.
And Nate has a huge following here from a 49er fan club. And they're even having a viewing party in Sonora, Mexico tonight, some of his fans. So Nate is always has a huge following.
Well,
he's really embraced this community.
And he's not only is he a great athlete who's been playing for a long time, but he's just a great man too.
To Taylor, he's wrapped up at the 20-yard line. And Nate is actually a very good golfer.
I've heard that.
Yeah, I mean, he can hit it.
Why is it always those pro guys can always play golf?
Timeout called here.
Prerequisite or something?
No, I beg your pardon. It's the 1 minute warning.
1 minute warning.
We'll stay here during the minute warning. And, the Gladiators, you have to think they got to mix in some running plays here. They tried there, but if this is just through the air, you're going to leave Powell time at the end of this half.
Yeah, you got to try to run the ball to keep the clock moving. I'm not sure I would have tried to run the ball in that first situation. Try to get a few more yards before you do that, but the running game has definitely been the biggest question mark for the Gladiators. We talked about it in their first home game against Tucson, not being able to run the ball, and the defense wasn't where they needed to be, but the defense tonight has really shown out, and they've done a great job of being where they need to be and managing the clock and making sure a lot of time is ticked off of that before the possession changes. But it's really going to come down to, can we establish a run game in order to move the clock?
Or Davis might have to go with some short slant passes, something to keep the clock moving here. This definitely has to be the final possession of the half, doesn't it?
Yeah, you got to make sure every single second is clicked off of this. And you'll see that, the good teams and good quarterbacks like Davis, what he'll do is he'll swing Taylor out to the right and the left and throw him a little swing route, which is really essentially just a long handoff. And that's a great way to kind of get your running game going because the clock keeps moving, whether he gets tackled or gets a couple yards, and it gives us an opportunity to see what Taylor looks like in space. And Taylor's a pretty good running back. He just hasn't been able to find those creases tonight, and that's definitely been something that they got to get better at. But I think Nate Davis is going to do everything he can to make sure all the time is run off of this clock. He's been here before. I tell you what, Arizona looks a little bit more tired than they're used to. I'll tell you that. The defense especially.
So here we go, out of the 1 minute warning. Davis, some pressure. It's complete to Jared Elmore, into the wall. Dubs push him into the wall, and it'll move the sticks here.
It looked like from our vantage point, did he hold on to that ball? Are we going to get a challenge flag? You'll see it here on the replay. He throws it to the outside timing route into the barrier, and the ball is on the wall.
It's still in the wall.
Still in the wall. That's interesting. No challenge flag. Play will stand. So this is where you're going to see Taylor possibly with 56 seconds left here in this first half. This is where you really want to tick off time.
We're going to hand it to Taylor up the middle. Taylor gets free. He spins at the 5, and he's finally brought down.
That was a great cut by Taylor. That's a little zone play. Everybody's running to the right, trying to get to the outside shoulder of the defender, and Taylor sees that the penetration from the defensive line came a little early, and you'll see it on the replay. He sticks his foot in the turf, gets back upfield vertically, makes a big run. Probably one of the longest runs for the season for the Gladiators.
They'll wind the clock here at that first down.
You got 17 seconds left on the game clock. I would imagine they're going to let all this time go off.
And Kevin Guy's going to put a stop to that. So timeout for Coach Guy and the Rattlers. We'll take it with him. Come right back after this.
Military life is like no other. It's fight and flight. It's putting down roots to something bigger than a place. We were started almost 60 years ago. We understand the challenges because military life is still real life. We're here to fight for them, to help them grow, realize their dreams, and grab their slice of the American pie. That's why we do what we do. Come meet us at kirtlandfcu.org. Kirtland Federal Credit Union. You belong.
For over 35 years, we have represented the families of those who no longer have a voice and the tragically injured who need to be heard. At the law firm of David C. Chavez, we are the voice and would be honored to represent you. We undertake some of the most challenging cases against multi-billion-dollar companies which result in a fair resolution for our client. We have the experience and the resources to commit to your case.
Call the law firm of David C. Chavez, a recognized injury attorney, top 10, top 100, and super lawyer. 505-865-9696.
We are back at it. They put 2 seconds back on the clock, so 38 seconds on the game clock here. Davis fakes it. It's caught by Dello Davis, and he was wrapped up down low by Pearson. There's a flag on the play.
Well, and that's that little fake toss screen play that they ran in the first half or the first quarter. Offensive tackle's got to get his butt out there and try to make a block on that DB, and they're a little shifty, and he was able to undercut that block and make a big tackle there.
You're talking like a coach now.
I apologize.
Can you talk to these players that way? So that's on the defense. It's on Winfrey.
Well, first down's going to help out a lot because we can run the ball here. We can take more time off the clock and not leave any time on the clock here.
Here's a replay.
And you'll see it there on the replay. The offensive tackle, the guard gets out there. The DB's able to undercut that. That's really a great design play, but you really got to make sure that you set your feet and just kind of get in the way of the DB. And that defensive back, he's done a great job, number 9. And he's been able to undercut that and make a big tackle. But the first down's going to help us out a lot.
That Rattlers fan is not happy at all in his schmedium uniform there. He is
that fit
hot.
About 2 decades ago.
He's letting the officials hear it. The Rattler Nation travels incredibly well. I mean, they're everywhere. They're fun. They're fun fans
crowd.
to talk to before the game as well. Quick toss, and it's incomplete, intended for Dello Davis.
Man, that's a heck of a pass by Davis. Davis to Davis there. I don't know how he found Dello, or he must. That just must be one of those things where quarterback knows where the receiver's supposed to be, because I couldn't see Dello, but you'll see it here on the replay. Dello does a great job of getting inside on that slant route. Ball's a little bit behind him, and I think that's what Davis is more upset about. He threw it a little bit behind him because he had Dello for the touchdown. Brings up second down with 11 seconds left. You got to kind of score here.
Davis looking. He's got plenty of time. That's overthrown. No chance for Elmore there. 8 seconds to play. Bring up third down.
2 downs, but only 8 seconds left. It's going to be real hard to get the ball in the end zone. Let's see if they go back to that little 2-point conversion play where they were able to get Davis in the middle there with double crossing routes. But regardless of what's going to happen, Davis is going to have to get the ball out of his hands immediately in order to have a fourth down opportunity.
Haven't called Xavier Amy's name in a while here. That's a familiar target for Nate Davis. Taylor is to his left. Nate looking, still looking to Dello Davis. They're going to say he was short. The catch made at the half-yard line. The Gladiators tried to get the timeout. There was a lot wrong with the end of that play.
Yeah, there's a lot of confusion on that situation there.
If they don't get that timeout, Coach Diaz is going to be red hot. They might challenge Davis's forward progress as well. Is that something you can challenge, Coach?
I'm not sure about that. We'll
Nate
have to
Davis
ask our rules official if they can challenge that situation. He was in the end zone, and you'll see it here on the replay.
So they said time has expired. Let's take a look here.
Davis on the catch. I think that.
Oh, that's a touchdown.
I would challenge that.
That's a touchdown.
Sure.
I mean, Coach Diaz has to challenge that.
And that's a great job by our film crew here to be able to get a great angle on that situation.
Because he was in the end zone. Let's see if they're challenged.
And you can see the catch. I think I would challenge that for sure.
And they are challenging that, and I think they're going to win the challenge here. So let's see.
That's
the officials will come over to our broadcast booth here and take a look at this.
Well, and they're going to be seeing the same thing that we saw on the replay, and you'll see Dello Davis break to the corner, and he's out by that. He's out on that corner of the end zone, and he does make contact, and you'll see it on the replay here.
So what the officials are looking at is up on the big board as well here.
Exact same thing. Dello's the second receiver inside, and he makes a cut to the outside, and here comes the ball.
He's pretty deep into the end zone here.
Right
There's
there.
the catch, and he's about still 2 yards into the end zone there. And as they play it forward here, he's into the wall in the end zone, it looked like as well.
I think that's got to be a touchdown. That's the situation.
The Gladiators players look pretty happy on the field here. Looks like they're going to think they won this challenge.
It's going to be interesting.
So no announcement yet. Nate Davis trying to pump up this crowd.
Try to get some hometown pressure here, but I think he was in the end zone. He made a catch. He was able to secure the ball against the wall.
It should be the last. Either way, this is the last play. Coach Diaz is looking at the monitor above us. Coach Guy is looking at the other monitor, and the officials are checking it out. This is exactly what the officials are looking at, is what you're seeing at home.
I think that's got to be a touchdown, but obviously that's not our decision. The officials do a good job of looking at the film and make sure that they make the right call, but they're seeing the same thing we are, and that looks like a touchdown to us.
Now that we've seen it so many times, could have been pass interference as well.
Either situation. Unfortunately, thank God you can't review a pass interference when the NFL tried that disaster for a year. But this is another great angle out there. You'll see it here.
Yeah, here's another angle.
He's securing that catch, and he's in the end zone, and then he's pushed up against the wall, and when you're down, once you make contact with a defender and the wall, and he's in the end zone when that happens.
I will tell you, the longer this takes, that's good news for the Rattlers.
Yes, it is. Definitely good news for the Rattlers. Maybe they're checking time.
Yeah, they could be checking time as well. You're right.
Yeah, if it's a touchdown and there's still time on the clock, that's the other thing that they got to see. And this is the crew. This is the local crew here in town. They know what they're doing. They've been doing this for a while now. And they're looking at the same thing we're looking at, but I think the more we look at it, it definitely looks like a touchdown.
I think they might be. Yeah, I think they're looking at the time now.
5 seconds is what it looks like on time. Well, you know, even if it doesn't go the Gladiators' way, we still have another 4th down play.
Right, so that's the good news out of all this. There would be time left for a 4th down play.
One more opportunity, but to me it looks like it's a touchdown, but we'll get the call right here. If they're going to put time on the clock, it's going to be a situation where it's not going to be a touchdown.
Yeah, but if they're going to put time back on the clock, then the Gladiators will have another play here.
Another opportunity. And like you said, you know, the name we haven't heard call is Amy. Xavier Amy hasn't really made a lot of noise in this second quarter.
Big announcement coming up here. So it's an incomplete pass, but they're going to put 5 seconds on the clock, so they'll have a 4th down play here.
They will have an opportunity.
I mean, it's a win-win here. I mean, you know, both teams get a little bit of a win there.
You know, that's the right situation. They obviously saw something about possession of the ball.
Although if you look at Kevin Guy, he's not happy either. He thinks it should be halftime.
I don't think he's got a leg to stand on about arguing about the time being expiring, but it's definitely a situation where we all felt like Dillo Davis made a great catch. But either way, the Gladiators get a 4th down opportunity to make a touchdown here, and this is a big momentum shift going into halftime.
So this will be the last play of the half here on 4th down. They put 5 seconds back on the clock.
And a timeout.
And Kevin Guy will take the timeout on defense here. So we'll take the timeout with them, and the last play of the half is coming up when we come back.
Hi, Christy Pofall with Chastity Dyer here with the Pofall team over at Guild Mortgage.
We're super excited to be the official 2021 title sponsor for the Duke City Gladiators. We know you guys are going to have a great season. We can't wait to see everyone there.
If you or anybody you know have any mortgage needs, refinance or purchase, give us a call with 505-261-8888. We'd love to be able to help you.
The unexpected can happen at any time. There's only one company you need to know in case of an emergency. Archuleta Restoration and Remodel, wholly unmatched in restoration. We provide 24/7 emergency services for all of New Mexico. Our experienced certified technicians make sure your project is completed to the highest standards of quality and workmanship possible. Commercial or residential, our team of experts are prepared for all types of buildings and situations. Archuleta Restoration and Remodel, the only name you need to know in the remediation, mitigation, and construction industries.
All right, here we go. 5 seconds to go on 4th down here. Last play of the half for Davis and company. Nate looking. He's got plenty of time. He's going to the end zone, and it is incomplete. Dillo Davis was the intended receiver. Great coverage by Dylan Winfrey. There's a second left on the clock.
Well, that was the exact same route that Dillo ran on the last play with a little bit of combination underneath it that was different. But
Jared Elmore slowed to get up.
Outbreaking route to the edge, but unfortunately came up just a hair short.
So they could have got the possession back that they needed there with a score, because remember the Rattlers will get the ball coming out of the halftime. So that was big in so many ways.
Yeah, that's a big momentum shift, and really this is with 23-22. That we had talked about it earlier. The decision to kick that field goal, that may end up being a difference maker here. But if I'm the Gladiators, I'm not sure I'm sitting on this for 0.1 seconds. I'm going to get my butt back in the end zone, make sure that nobody else is in there with the football.
You see if Powell will take a shot here, or if they'll just add on the field goal here. It does look like Powell maybe will take a shot.
Well, they got the kicker to do the field goal. It would be interesting, but the Gladiators have been known to make some noise up front on field goal blocks, but it looks like we're going to get one last deep ball from
This
Powell.
is dangerous here. Powell will dump it off.
Uh-oh.
And brought down from behind. Good stop there. The Gladiators, it's Dawson with the stop, and that'll take us to the half with the Rattlers in front, 23-22.
Gladiator Football is brought to you by these proud partners. UA Local 412. National Electrical Contractors Association, IBEW 611, and by Crunch Fitness, City Shoe Repair, Rebel Donut. Gladiator Football is brought to you by these proud partners. Albuquerque Classics Paint and Body, RX Hemp, Farmers Insurance, Caruso's Italian Restaurant, and by Roadrunner Realty. For 5 years,
My name is Ed. I am a husband and a father of 2. I was a non-union journeyman for years. I heard many good things about the union, and I was hesitant to make a change. Time just passes so quickly. I did my own research, and I owed it to myself and my family to look into the Brotherhood. IBEW 611 secures my wages and benefits, a safe work environment, and means to retirement with dignity. Becoming a member of the union and working for Nico Contractors was one of the best decisions I have ever made for myself and my family. Thank you, IBEW.
We are the United Association of Journeymen and Apprentices. We are searching for men and women who want to jumpstart to a challenging career as a certified welder. You're not the type to want a job where you're trapped behind a desk. Instead, you're searching for a career path that combines analytical skills with hands-on work. At the UA, we offer a paid apprenticeship program that may be right for you. This is a 5-year educational track providing students with all the skills they need to succeed as a certified welder. And for the work you do as a welding apprentice, you'll actually get paid. You'll earn while you learn, making more with each year of experience. The UA apprenticeship program is free for all students. So when you graduate as a UA certified welder, you'll have no college loans or trade school debt to carry with you. Plus, you'll also receive all the benefits that come with UA membership, such as healthcare for you and your family, as well as a great retirement package. We are UA 412.
In the End Zone with the Duke City Gladiators is brought to you by Roadrunner Realty and Investments. You can contact Teresa Padilla at 5.
Weather. It's fight and flight. It's putting down roots into something bigger than a place. We were started almost 60 years ago. We understand the challenges because military life is still real life. We're here to fight for them, to help them grow, realize their dreams, and grab their slice of the American pie. That's why we do what we do. Come meet us at KirtlandFCU.org. Kirtland Federal Credit Union. You belong.
If you have suffered tragic injury from an automobile which failed to meet safety standards, such as roof failure, door failure, or seatbelt failure, we can have the vehicle immediately inspected by our experts to determine a system failure. The vehicle must be preserved for inspection. Call the law firm of David C. Chavez now at 505-865-9696. We don't just consider who caused the injury, we look to see what the cause of the injury was.
Hi, Christy Pofall with Chastity Dyer here with the Pofall team over at Guild Mortgage.
We're super excited to be the official 2021 title sponsor for the Duke City Gladiators. We know you guys are going to have a great season. We can't wait to see everyone there.
If you or anybody you know have any mortgage needs, refinance, or purchase, give us a call with 505-261-8888. We'd love to be able to help you.
Gladiator Football is brought to you by these proud partners: Toyo Masters, Media Matched Advertising, Essential Guide, Urban Wellness, and by Appliance Liquidators.
Cello Grill is a laid-back Persian eatery located at 5010 Cutler Avenue Northeast. We offer kebabs, grilled meat plates, salads, and rice dishes. Oil changes, brakes, transmissions. Here at Toyo Masters, we offer complete diagnostics with the latest Toyota technology and tools. Toyo Masters, proud partners of your Duke City Gladiators.
Halftime here with my man Daryl Stoneham, wide receiver of the Duke City Gladiators. Man, this is a tight game here in this opening half.
It is, but the guys are competing. Again, the Rattlers are one of the most respectable teams in the league, so the guys are competing. They'll make the right adjustments, and we'll come back strong in the second half.
Well, let's talk about adjustments here. I talked with Brandon coming into the game that this would be a tough test for Duke City because this is a team in Arizona with Drew Powell that loves to run the football, but this defense has really responded today.
Yeah, our defense has done a great job of containing the Arizona's potent run attack. They have a great run attack. We've studied them in film all season long. They're one of the few teams in this arena league that is a run-heavy team. So we've done a great job of containing that a little bit.
And they've held him to 34 yards on 8 carries in that opening half. Let's go through some highlights here, and then we'll talk a little more about some of these stats on the stat sheet, but plenty to get to on the highlight film, and it starts out with a very familiar face in Xavier Amy. Those two obviously have that huge chemistry factor, don't they?
Yeah, Amy coming through, running great routes. He has great hands, and he's made a ton of great plays for us, as you see right here. He's making a great play.
Powell's going to answer here with a deep ball.
Hey man, it's no defense for a great pass. Our defender was in great position. That's just a great pass, great catch.
And here comes Xavier Amy again. Credit to the offensive line today. They've given Nate Davis all kinds of time, but Nate really made this happen. It was great coverage down the field. He extended the play just long enough. That was a first down to Amy that would eventually set up another score. Right back to X.
Yeah, that was a great job by Nate, extending the play, keeping his eyes downfield, hitting Amy for a pivotal 4th down conversion that led to a touchdown the next play.
A couple of 2-point conversions today to Dello Davis. Back here offensively for the Rattlers. Powell is wrapped up here. Again, the defense came to play today.
Our defense is swarming today. I love to see it.
Touchdown there to Miles. ASU wide out with the score. And now here, Jared Elmore on the catch. I beg your pardon, that's Dello Davis. It would set up a Jared Elmore touchdown. They've gone to that play quite frequently in the first half. And Jared, I didn't know he had these kind of adult moves in him. Did you know that? Did you know that?
I know Jared's been waiting to pull those moves out for a long time now.
Isn't he like a grade school teacher and stuff? I didn't know he had those kind of moves, man.
We've been seeing him in practice. I've just been waiting for him to get in the end zone so he could pull it out.
We're going to get a female audience next week if Jared keeps that up. I'll tell you what. And here you see the kick up and through right off the attorney. But this has been a pretty balanced opening half. As you see Nate here again.
Another great pass over the wall.
A couple of opportunities for Kevin Guy to challenge, and he didn't. That was a completion to Jared Elmore. But if you look at the stat sheet here, passing yards 121 to 113, so pretty even there. The Gladiators don't run often, 20 yards on the ground there. I think a big one is the time of possession. The Gladiators 16-18 on time of possession, just under 14 minutes. I think that's the Gladiators' game plan to win here. If you can limit the quarters maybe 2 possessions per team per quarter, like we saw in that first half, that sets up well for the Gladiators, doesn't it?
Exactly. We know our offense is so potent and we can score at any time, anywhere on the field. But we want to give our defense a hand. We want to help our defense out. And if we can stay on the field a little bit longer and give those guys a rest, it's only going to help them perform on the field.
Only 1 completion to Dello Davis in the first half, so you know what's coming in the second half. Yeah. It's a heavy dose, isn't it?
I know Dello's in that locker room right now, letting him have.
What do you think he's saying right now?
That's got to stay in the locker room, but it's in the terms of get him the ball.
Right.
Which is well said, because he's one of the greatest receivers in this league.
And of course, Nate, he spreads it out, so he'll get him the ball. How about on the other side? I mean, are you surprised that they didn't rush it more?
With the Rattlers?
Yeah, the Rattlers.
I'm not surprised. They're a run-heavy team, but they have shown the ability to do a lot of play actions, a lot of crossing routes, which you saw he scored on that crossing route for his first one. So they run a lot to set up the pass, which is what they're doing today.
It was a huge sequence at the end of the half there. If the Gladiators score, they get back the possession that they lost. They end up not scoring. The Rattlers, of course, have the ball first coming out. So what do you think Coach Diaz is telling his defense right now?
That's my worry right there, that we didn't score at the end of the half and that the Rattlers get the ball back, but I know our defense is going to stand up. They have to continue to play aggressive. Our defensive line is getting a lot of pressure on that quarterback, on the Rattlers quarterback, and we need to continue to do so, contain the run, and man up these receivers, jam them up, make it difficult for them to get open.
I think if you would have told me that we were going to hold Drew Powell to 3 carries, 3 yards, I wouldn't have believed you, but that's exactly where we're at the half. No one's done a job like that defensively on Powell. He's had such a good year.
Yeah, and that just shows our preparation for this game this entire week. Our practice has been high intensity. Guys have been flying around, being aggressive, being physical, and making plays, and it's showing out here today.
Is this a game where it's going to come down to whoever has the ball last, or do you see a defensive stop somewhere in this second half?
Lord almighty, I hope it doesn't. I hope it does not come down, but the way it's going right now, it's looking that way, but we'll see who makes the better adjustments at halftime to see how the second half goes.
What do you think defensively? Let's talk about the Rattlers a little bit. What have they done to Nate Davis there? He is 11 for 20, 121 yards, 3 touchdowns. But, I mean, they've made him work, but he's extended a ton of plays, hasn't he?
Yeah, Dello's going to get he's going to get hits. He's a great player. He's going to get open no matter how many defenders you throw at him. The Rattlers are trying to double team him. They're playing a cloud coverage, so they're playing someone underneath and someone over the top, which is why you've seen Amy get open so well, and you've seen Jared Elmore catch a couple passes as well. Other guys are going to have to step up until the Arizona Rattlers defense can stay honest and man up everybody, and then Dello has a field goal.
All right, I'm going to put you in the spot. Key to the game for the second half, what is it?
Keys to the game is we have to continue to stay aggressive on defense. Bump and run those receivers, make it difficult for them to get open. And on offense, we have to find a way to get Dello Davis involved into the offense and continue to move the ball downfield and finish. We get down to the goal line right here and we don't finish. We have to finish drives.
Well, that'll do it for the halftime show here. Thanks to my guest, Daryl Stoneham. DC will be with us at halftime for the foreseeable future. This is a big one, the first game of a 3-game homestand.
Yeah, this is a big game. This is against a team that's well respected around the league. They've been in the arena world, the arena game for over 27 years. So us being the first-year team in the IFL, this is a big game for us to plant our flag and to make a statement that we are here and we are a competitive team and we come to play.
Brandon and I will be back for the second half after this. It's 23-22. The Rattlers with a slim lead here at the half.
My name is Ed. I am a husband and a father of 2. I was a non-union journeyman for years. I heard many good things about the union, and I was hesitant to make a change. Time just passes so quickly. I did my own research, and I owed it to myself and my family to look into the Brotherhood. IBEW 611 secures my wages and benefits, a safe work environment, and means to retirement with dignity. Becoming a member of the union and working for Nico Contractors was one of the best decisions I have ever made for myself and my family. Thank you, IBEW.
We are the United Association of Journeymen and Apprentices. We are searching for men and women who want to jumpstart to a challenging career as a certified welder. You're not the type to want a job where you're trapped behind a desk. Instead, you're searching for a career path that combines analytical skills with hands-on work. At the UA, we offer a paid apprenticeship program that may be right for you. This is a 5-year educational track providing students with all the skills they need to succeed as a certified welder. And for the work you do as a welding apprentice, you'll actually get paid. You'll earn while you learn, making more with each year of experience. The UA apprenticeship program is free for all students. So when you graduate as a UA certified welder, you'll have no college loans or trade school debt to carry with you. Plus, you'll also receive all the benefits that come with UA membership, such as healthcare for you and your family, as well as a great retirement package. We are UA 412.
Like no other. It's fight and flight. It's putting down roots to something bigger than a place. We were started almost 60 years ago. We understand the challenges because military life is still real life. We're here to fight for them, to help them grow, realize their dreams, and grab their slice of the American pie. That's why we do what we do. Come meet us at KirtlandFCU.org. Kirtland Federal Credit Union. You belong.
For over 35 years, we have represented the families of those who no longer have a voice and the tragically injured who need to be heard. At the law firm of David C. Chavez, we are the voice and would be honored to represent you. We undertake some of the most challenging cases against multi-billion-dollar companies which result in a fair resolution for our client. We have the experience and the resources to commit to your case.
Call the law firm of David C. Chavez, a recognized injury attorney, top 10, top 100, and super lawyer. 505-865-9696.
Hi, Christy Pofall with Chastity Dyer here with the Pofall team over at Guild Mortgage.
We're super excited to be the official 2021 title sponsor for the Duke City Gladiators. We know you guys are going to have a great season. We can't wait to see everyone there.
If you or anybody you know have any mortgage needs, refinance or purchase, give us a call with 505-261-8888. We'd love to be able to help you.
My name is Matt Avila, owner of the Avila Financial Agency. Looking for all of your financial services in retirement planning, college planning, life insurance, mortgage protection, also income protection, and just brought on debt reduction. Message below to set up an appointment or contact me at 505-252-0430.
The unexpected can happen at any time. There's only one company you need to know in case of an emergency. Archuleta Restoration and Remodel, wholly unmatched in restoration. We provide 24/7 emergency services for all of New Mexico. Our experienced certified technicians make sure your project is completed to the highest standards of quality and workmanship possible. Commercial or residential, our team of experts are prepared for all types of buildings and situations. Archuleta Restoration and Remodel, the only name you need to know in the remediation, mitigation, and construction industries.
Welcome back here to the Rio Rancho Event Center, and welcome back into the Damage Control Mouth Guards broadcast booth. Did you ever think you'd be broadcasting from a Damage Control Mouth Guard broadcast booth, Brandon?
Hey, whatever you got to do to keep that mouth in check, right? Sometimes I feel like I need one on the sideline. I'm sure some of these officials would say the same thing.
you look at the stat sheet here and try as hard as you will to find an advantage. There really isn't one. The difference has been that onside kick and extra possession for the Rattlers.
Yeah, that's going to be the difference, and I think that and the field goal for the Rattlers are really what's going to come to a head here in the second half. You know, we lead the passing yards, 121 to 113 for Nate Davis compared to Drew Powell. Our receivers are right on track with everybody else's receivers. Our tackles are right where they need to be. Our leading tackler, Greg Dent, with 3 tackles. And their leading tackler Dylan Winfrey, with 2.5. So the sheets the stats are toe-to-toe, and that's what you see on the scoreboard as well. But I think with what's going to come down as it flushes out is that extra possession that the Rattlers have.
I think a big credit, too, to both offensive lines. You see zeros in the sack column. Both quarterbacks have had plenty of time to go to work today.
A lot of time, and really the Gladiators should have had 1 sack, but Drew Powell is so strong, he was able to get rid of that ball before he was able to be drugged down for a sack. But, you know, the offensive linemen have really done an amazing job on both sides, not just for the Rattlers, but also for the Gladiators. And what I am really impressed by in this game compared to when we got to see Tucson here at home at the Star Center is that our defense has been able to manage possessions and keep the offense from having quick strikes, with the exception of that one big play after the onside kick. The defense has done what they needed to do to give the offense an opportunity, and we'll see it here in the second half as we open up with an onside
opportunity. It's still free. Yeah. The ball's still out. A whistle.
I don't know why the whistle blew, but
yeah, that ball was never secured. I don't know if that whistle should have.
It might have been an inadvertent whistle, unfortunately. I'll tell you what, though, number 7, Paul Robinson, he got absolutely tattooed there by DJ Williams, number 4. Williams on the replay. You'll see here on the replay.
Let's look.
You'll see Williams just goes for Robinson and forget the ball, and I don't know why the whistle blew, but we wind up with
well, let's see,
the Rattlers having the ball here.
So it was an inadvertent whistle, and they'll have to re-kick here.
That's a good call by the officials, and not trying to say that they saw somebody with possession. Just let's do it again, and let's give an opportunity to make sure somebody has a clean recovery. And I think the Gladiators are going to get away with one here because I think they're going to kick this one deep. Or they should kick this one deep.
I hope so.
Because being up by a possession and then starting the second half and giving up an onside kick, man, I got no problems being risky, but that might be a little bit over the line. But they did what they needed to do, and they were really close to holding onto that ball and coming up with a big play to open up the second half. But
yeah, I don't think there's any way they're going to try this again.
They'll kick it away here, and we'll get a chance for the defense to do what they need to do to run time off the clock and try to stop Powell. Now, if you're Arizona and you get a deep kick here, I think they're going to go for a quick strike like they did on the last onside when they got that possession. So the Gladiators got to maintain their coverage and make sure they're staying where they need to and not give up the big play.
Great hop here. This could be trouble. They just get it out. That was a great job by Jeremiah Harris to get it out of the end zone.
And he was one hand away from maybe breaking that one. They pushed him up against the wall, which makes him down. But that was an absolute great hop. Now, this is the last time we were in this situation. The Rattlers came with a big strike to number 16, Harrington, who was able to get back behind the defenders. And that's one thing that the Gladiators are going to have to shut down. Don't give up any big, quick strikes. Don't put points on the board immediately and just make them earn it all the way down the field.
Powell, a foot in his own end zone. He's going to keep this one up the middle.
That's that quarterback design run we talked about. He's really another running back back there, which gives their offense a wrinkle that the Gladiators really don't have right now, even though Nate Davis is the leading rusher for the Gladiators. You'll see here on the replay, it's an option play to that short side of the field over there, and Drew Powell does his best to get as many yards as possible, but the Gladiator defense once again comes up with a big play on a run play, which we hadn't seen, quite frankly, in a lot of plays.
4 on the play for Powell. Brings up 2nd and 6. Powell, again, just that pressure. It can't get to him quick enough. He keeps it for the first down. They're able to get in the backfield, but Powell's so good back there, it doesn't matter, Brandon.
He's just so athletic. And that's one of those things where offensive linemen are taught. You'll see on the replay here, his job is to step up, and the offensive line, his job is just to run them by, and that's what they do. They get pressure, but they're just not enough in the right gaps, and Powell is such an athlete and a runner, and he's able to find space and get a big first down. But again, we didn't give up a big touchdown. This is a situation where the clock is moving. This is where the Gladiators want to be starting the second half.
Powell gives it a lot of room in front. Haley, it's the first time we've called Braxton Haley's name today.
And that's that jet sweep. We've seen the motion all night long. They run him across the field, across the quarterback's face. You'll see it here on replay. But watch number 16, Harrington, on the block here. He's able to get enough of the defender that springs him for a big first down. But again, Robinson from the backside comes back with a great open field tackle, a touchdown-saving tackle, and he did what he needed to do. Now let's make sure that we don't give up a touchdown here. Can continue to run that clock.
Rattlers in business. He'll give it to Harrington. Look at that. A lot of room on the sweep again as he cuts across to the 5-yard line. And now Arizona's into some of their bread and butter stuff on offense, Brandon.
Well, and you talk about halftime adjustments. This is where great teams make a great stand, is they're able to regroup and come up with a game plan or adjust the game plan. Obviously, the Rattlers saw something at halftime that they felt like they could take advantage of on the edge, and 2 sweep plays in a row, and they're down within the 5 on scoring opportunities.
Powell will give it. No gain on the play.
3rd sweep in a row, but the Gladiators are there that time. They're waiting for it. Cameron Hilton, again, who's kind of one of our headhunters here. He's done a great job of coming upfield and making a big play.
And he lit Harris up there. I'm sure Kevin Guy told his team at half, hey, we got to get back to doing what we do, and that's running the football.
Yeah, and that's been a heavy dose of this in this second half.
Powell, he's going to keep that. No, he'll flip it on the option, looking for some room at the corner, and he's not going to have enough room as Monroe is driven into the wall shy of the end zone.
Well, here we go with a second down. Second down and goal. And again, I don't think it's been a single pass play this whole time. It's been run.
Yeah.
And you'll see it on the replay here. That's an option play back to the same side that they ran down here in the first half. This time he flicks it out to number 14, Monroe, and he does his best to get in the end zone, but the Gladiators there for a big tackle and to force a 3rd down here.
Ball's at the 1-yard line. Harrington in motion here on the left. They'll give it again, and he is going to get pushed in for the touchdown. Monroe, with some help there, is in for the score.
Well, you talk about just pure power and guts there. That's what Monroe had on that run. Under center, Powell comes under center for the first time tonight, and he's able to get the ball to Monroe. And big number 79, he's been all over the place, Kenny Thomas. He's done a great job on that offensive right side, and you'll see him push there into the end zone, and he gets a little bit of extra help here from his boys to get over that white line, but it's a touchdown with only a minute and a half run off the clock.
Here comes the extra point, and it is good. The Rattlers extend the lead on Monroe's 5th touchdown of the season. The Gladiators will need an immediate answer here with the score making it 30-22, and a quick one for Powell there.
It feels like the Gladiators got the same stat sheet we got, because in the end of the first half they only had 34 yards rushing, and then they might have had all of 50 yards rushing in that one possession there.
Dent is the up man. Dello Davis in the end zone here. Comes Dello. And again, he's brought down to the 5-yard line.
Dylan Winfrey with a great open field tackle on special teams. He was able to get down there and find a way to get down to Dillo Davis's legs, and that's what you have to do to tackle an athlete like that. But can the Gladiators answer? That's going to be the question, and we got to find a way to steal a possession back. We're down one possession here as the Gladiators, as Arizona got the opening possession here. We got to find a way to get extra points here, and that's what they tried to do at the beginning of the second half, trying to with that onside kick. I think they were a little fortunate that it was an inadvertent whistle, but.
So another drive will start at the 5 here for Nate Davis and company. Davis will send him in motion. Looking up the middle to Dello Davis, and he tried for the one-handed catch, and it's incomplete. Just the one catch in the first half for Dello Davis. That's rare to see on the stat sheet.
That is definitely rare, but man, that was an awesome route by Dello Davis. He pushed on the replay here. You'll see him push all the way to the safety's toes. We missed it a little bit, and then he makes a cut. That safety didn't know if he was going right or left, and Dillo did a fantastic job of keeping his eyes downfield and pushing all the way to the safety's toes and making a cut, and it gave him open space, and just barely overthrown. That would have been a big touchdown, big strike, and a great way to open up this second half.
So we'll bring up second down and 10 here for the Gladiators. To motion on the right. Nate coming right at us here. This one is... Oh! We apologize there. That incomplete pass knocked us off here for just a moment. It was intended for Amy. The penalty will move them up here, and they're in Rattlers territory.
Yeah.
So the ball spotted at the 15-yard line here with 8:15 to play. It'll bring up a third down for Davis and company. Dello's in motion on the right. Nate looking. Here comes the pressure. It's batted at the line, and it's incomplete.
This whole thing was out. There we go. Hey, we're back.
So that'll, after the incomplete pass at the 15-yard line, that was batted down at the line there by Craig Evans. Big spot for Nate and company here. Dello and Elmore out to the right. Nate looking. Pressure coming. He's going to dump it off. Taylor tips it into the seats. Oh, what a pick. He came down with that, didn't he? Yes, he did. What an interception.
What a great interception by number 22, Ernesto.
No, that was Wyatt.
Wyatt.
That was Wyatt, the defensive player of the week. We have to take another look at that.
You'll see it here on the replay.
I mean, this might be the play of the week here. It's through Taylor's hands. Watch.
Coming. He has the running back, and he sees it. Taylor puts his hand up, knocks it in the air, and that is an interception, my friends.
And Ricky Wyatt Jr., he channeled his inner Odell Beckham there.
No doubt, no doubt.
He's showing you why he's the defensive player of the week. What a play.
That's a great job. And he did, his assignment football, he had the running back swinging out there on the left, and he chased him out there. Puts himself in a situation to make an interception.
That's the first turnover of the game here. Powell looking for some running room. Still on his feet. He's finally dragged into the wall there by Hilton.
Well, we see another run play by Arizona. They've obviously saw something at halftime they felt like they can take advantage of, and It's been run this entire second half. The Gladiators have got to find a way to get a stop here, down 30-22.
And this has really been mistake-free football up until that point there, as Taylor, just the old tip drill in the air there.
And really, the Gladiators have played a clean game, not only just in the interception or the turnover column, but also the penalty column as well. The last time we had a home game against Tucson, a couple of those penalties really hurt us in scoring situations, but tonight
Powell,
it's been different.
He'll give it on the run across the 20-yard line. It's Monroe on the carry.
Another first down on the ground. And that's kind of what we expected from Arizona before this game started. We expected, obviously, to see Powell run and to do what he's doing, but we also expected to see more of a run game, and we hadn't seen it all the first half. But, man, they've really kind of shown out in this second half.
And this is vintage Arizona Rattlers offense right now, isn't it?
This is championship football is what that is. When you can run the ball like that, and you have the ability to throw it vertically with guys like Harrington and all the other offensive weapons they have, it really makes you a special team.
Powell again on the pitch. There's one missed tackle, finally wrapped up across the 24-yard line, but Dalen Young whiffed on the first tackle. Short gain here, bring up about 2nd and 8.
What a great job by OJ doing what he needed to do, not get penetration upfield. It was zone away from him. He knew he's got to watch for cutback, but he stayed in his lane and he stayed down the line of scrimmage and able to make a tackle there for a short gain.
Clock moving as we're coming up on 5 minutes to play in the third. It's 30-22 here in favor of the Rattlers. And they are showing this Gladiator defense what they're all about here. They were unable to establish this kind of run in the first half, but, that had to be the focal point of Kevin Guy's halftime adjustments.
Definitely, and there's play
Powell,
action.
That one's complete to Harrington as he scooped it off the ground right in front of the 20-yard line. Denton Jr. was there to make the tackle, but it's enough. Actually, it's going to be just short. I beg your pardon.
Short, but that's a nice little play action, little wrinkle they had there off the run to Monroe. Every time he's been under center, that's been a run play, and they did a great job of faking that and coming back to the outside to Harrington. But this has really just been kind of dominant offensive football for the Rattlers in this second half because they've been able to move the ball willingly on the ground and in the air.
And from a psychological standpoint, this just feels like a huge drive for this Gladiators defense.
Yeah, you got to find a way to get a stop. Even if it's a field goal, that's the same as a stop.
Powell gets it to Harris on the completion. It's enough for the first down. Dent Jr. on the tackle, but they'll move the sticks here.
Well, we're now closing in on the 3-minute mark of this third quarter here, and the Gladiators have got to find a way to try to develop some sort of a turnover or do something to get some disruption in Powell's throwing game because he's been able to just kind of sit there and set his feet and do what he needs to do to get rid of the ball.
And that front three looks a little gassed here. They've been on the field for a while. Again, they'll give it to Monroe. Unable to find the edge there, though. Great job by the Gladiators defense there.
That's an awesome job by that defensive line there. Doing what they needed to do, staying in their lanes, not getting penetration, running left and right. And that's something we didn't see early on in the season. And this has really been a defensive game. I think it's a defensive stamp for the Gladiators to say that they've made the adjustments they need to make to continue to do what they need to do to give their offense a chance to score points.
They are just chewing up clock as well here. Powell going to fake the handoff. He's going deep. He's got an open man, and it is complete for the touchdown.
Well, Harrington didn't miss that one. You talk about a guy who set all kinds of records in college. I think he had one season with 81 catches when I was looking through his bio earlier. He knows how to get his body in the right position to make a play, and Powell just dropped a dime here if we get a chance to look at it on the replay. But he just, on the replay, you'll see here, Powell drops it right over the defender's head into Harrington. Harrington goes up into the wall, secures the catch for a big touchdown here.
Extra point pending here. It's up and it is good. Harrington's fourth touchdown of the season, second of the night, extends the Rattlers' lead.
We are the United Association of Journeymen and Apprentices. We are searching for men and women who want to jumpstart to a challenging career as a certified welder. You're not the type to want a job where you're trapped behind a desk. Instead, you're searching for a career path that combines analytical skills with hands-on work. At the UA, we offer a paid apprenticeship program that may be right for you. This is a 5-year educational track providing students with all the skills they need to succeed as a certified welder. And for the work you do as a welding apprentice, you'll actually get paid. You'll earn while you learn, making more with each year of experience. The UA apprenticeship program is free for all students. So when you graduate as a UA certified welder, you'll have no college loans or trade school debt to carry with you. Plus, you'll also receive all the benefits that come with UA membership, such as healthcare for you and your family, as well as a great retirement package. We are UA 412.
So Harrington has doubled his touchdown total here tonight. Came into it with 2 touchdowns on 222 receiving yards. And remember, he had that drop, or else he could have 3 touchdowns already. So this is danger time here for the Gladiators. This is must score.
Must score situation for the Gladiators. If you don't get points out of here, the Rattlers are going to smell blood in the water, and they're going to find a way to extend this lead here. This is a situation where you're going to lean heavily on your experienced quarterback in Nate Davis. He's got to make sure that we don't get any inadvertent touches or any turnovers or anything like that, because we have to get points on the board right now.
This time Dent on the return, and he'll get to about the 7-yard line.
Director of Player Personnel and super nice guy, Matt Avila at 505-252-0430 at the Avila Group.
And we mentioned, again, I'll go back to it, we said it earlier, the Rattlers, they really haven't played a complete game all season. I mean,
well,
you're seeing the flashes of brilliance now and that offensive efficiency that Kevin Guy features.
Well, I think we talked about it earlier, too. You know, duly noted, and probably rightfully so, the Rattlers came out with a little bit of swagger, maybe a little bit more than they needed to, but the Gladiators just stood in there, toe for toe, punch for punch, and they did what they needed to do. And
Davis doesn't see anybody open down the field.
That's what we call a coverage sack. And the Rattlers did a fantastic job of locking down all those receivers, and nobody really broke back to Davis, which kind of left him hanging a little bit, but his footwork was able to extend that play, and an incomplete pass. But
they're roughing the passer, so that'll really help here.
You'll take it. First down's a first down, doesn't matter how it comes, but Davis is the guy you want back there. Davis is the guy with the experience. He knows what he needs to do to extend the play, but we got to get points out of this situation.
What adjustment have they made in coverage here that you see, Brandon?
Well, they're dropping 2 guys deep, and we didn't see a lot of that in the first half. They're rolling either one of the boundary corners back to the safety situation or safety position, and they're dropping 2 guys back, and they're getting a little bit more help with the linebacker. You'll see him. He'll rush sometimes like he's doing right here, but a lot of times he's back and out in the flat.
Here comes the flags. It'll be pass interference that was intended for Jared Elmore.
You know, offensive guys, they call those first downs.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing that really matters to the offensive coordinator. And so they'll take it any way they can get it here for another first down on a penalty.
So that'll move the ball into Rattlers territory at the 15-yard line.
And what the Rattlers are doing is they're trying to put another guy back because they've kind of been burned on some double breaking routes and some out breaking routes, so they need another overhanger on that deep edge, and that's what they're doing with either that strong safety position or a corner. Sometimes they'll drop him back, but can they put it in the end zone here? When you're running out of real estate, those passing windows get a little bit tighter, but the nice thing for the Gladiators is Nate Davis and Dillo Davis, their timing routes are on point. And I would expect to see him or Amy, which we haven't heard a lot of since the first quarter, but he's the guy who can make plays.
Does this open up the run at all, Brandon?
It should open up the run, but the Gladiators have struggled with that all year long.
Quickly on the release to Dello Davis. A flag. A false start.
That's a heck of a catch by Dillo Davis. It's unfortunate that there was a false start penalty, but man.
So back the Gladiators up.
For him to be able to hold on to that ball, knowing he's going to get hit, he's a great athlete. He's a fun athlete to watch on the field. Got a lot of energy. Makes plays, big plays when you need it.
And Dello, his golf game is getting a lot better as well.
I hear you're the golfing guru for Dello.
No, I'm far from it, but Dello's shaved about 10 strokes off his game. So he's getting pretty good.
He's got a second career in the waiting.
Yeah.
Like we always say, golf is a stupid and frustrating game, and I can't wait to go play.
Ball's at the 20-yard line now after that penalty. Davis steps forward, and he's dragged down from behind by Nick Diavanzo.
Diavanzo, you
Former
talked
Lobo.
about. We've seen that here in the Duke City. We've seen him play. It was fun to watch him in the cherry and silver, but man, he is a strong defensive lineman. You'll see it here on the replay. Davis does what he needs to do to step up in the pocket, but he just gets that big old paw of his on his shoulder pads and rips him down, and he's not getting out of that.
And this is about as many people that used to watch the Lobos play under Bob Davey. So we'll have a timeout here. Excuse me, the end of the quarter. So we'll go to the fourth. 37-22, Rattlers.
My name is Ed. I am a husband and a father of two. I was a non-union journeyman for years. I heard many good things about the union, and I was hesitant to make a change. Time just passes so quickly. I did my own research, and I owed it to myself and my family to look into the Brotherhood. IBEW 611 secures my wages and benefits, a safe work environment, and means to retirement with dignity. Becoming a member of the union and working for Nico Contractors was one of the best decisions I have ever made for myself and my family. Thank you, IBEW.
Life is like no other. It's fight and flight. It's putting down roots to something bigger than a place. We were started almost 60 years ago. We understand the challenges because military life is still real life. We're here to fight for them, to help them grow, realize their dreams, and grab their slice of the American pie. That's why we do what we do. Come meet us at KirtlandFCU.org. Kirtland Federal Credit Union. You belong.
Fourth quarter about to get underway.
This is a must-score situation like we had talked about, and you don't need it all at one time, but you got to get yards.
It's complete to Jared Elmore, and it's enough for a first down. He's brought down. No, they're going to say he was just short.
He's 10 yards short.
Dubs, I beg your pardon, Dubs on the stop. After the penalty, it backed him up, I beg your pardon. So they regain the original line of scrimmage. Elmore and Davis to the left here. Another flag.
Another false start.
So second false start on this drive for the Gladiators. It'll back them up again.
Those are things that have hurt them in the past. When we were at our last home game against Tucson, those penalties on ended up being a blocked field goal where they ended up getting a touchdown, and there was another situation where you shoot yourself in the foot a little bit. It makes putting points on the board a little bit more difficult, but
still third down.
Down 2 scores here. This is where the clock is really going to start to affect them a little bit. If they were a little bit closer, it wouldn't matter so much of time ticking off. But the Gladiators have got to find a way to get points on this possession and then try to get something, a turnover or something on defense to give them an extra possession.
Davis fires. It's complete to Elmore. No, he dropped it. I'm going to say incomplete. We were shielded by that, so I want to take another look at the replay here.
Yeah, that was, it looked like he had it, but must have popped out on him a little bit, but you'll see it here on the replay. Elmore against the wall.
That's just great coverage. He wrestled it away, didn't he?
Yes. Now, that one bounced off the wall like the last one we saw.
Yeah.
So, either way, it's fourth down here. You need 11 for a first down, 15 for a touchdown.
Davis looking. He's flushed out now. He's going to have to fire towards Amy. Actually, there was some room in that corner of the end zone.
That was a great adjustment by Amy, and really Davis putting the ball where it needed to be. It was just a hair overthrown as Davis was under pressure and backpedaling away from pressure, but that was one of those, you'll see it here on the replay. Davis is flushed out of the pocket, and he's got pressure in his face, and he's just a hair longer as Amy makes a great adjustment to it. Back over his outside shoulder, but just a little bit too far here. And these are the situations where you played really good football for the last 2.5 quarters, and Arizona came out kind of punched you in the face a little bit. So what's your response to this situation? Can you find a way to stop the ball, or is Arizona going to keep the ball on the ground? Because in the last quarter and a half, they've done what they needed to do, moving the ball on the ground.
Turnover on downs here.
Empty backfield.
Powell will give it to Harrington. Harrington finally brought down from behind as he was crossing the 20-yard line.
That's kind of been the halftime adjustment we've seen the most out of Arizona, that little jet sweep, and they've done it with all the different receivers, not only just the running back, but Harrington and Monroe, and you'll see it on the replay here. Harrington comes across from that short side on that jet sweep, and the offensive receivers, are doing just a fantastic job of making great blocks downfield. The Gladiators got to find a way to get off of those blocks and stay in their lanes, but it's been all Arizona in the second half for sure.
Monroe is in the backfield with Powell. He'll fake it. Powell with plenty of room. Now he's chased. Unable to tackle him at the ankles there. Took out a ref on his way. Boy, Powell is just so hard to get down, Brandon.
So hard, and Valentine was doing everything he could to get over there in time to put his hands on Powell, and he got him pushed. You'll see it here on the replay. He's just such an athlete. He's a runner. It's a fake sweep when he's trying to get the receiver, Monroe, or the running back, Monroe, coming back across, but he's flushed out, and you'll see Valentine do everything he can to get to that edge, and he just gets into the official, which is actually not a tackle until he gets into the wall up here.
Ball's at the 15-yard line. Clock moving as we're coming up on 11 to play here in the game.
And Arizona has no rush in them right now. They've got the lead by 3 scores. They're moving the ball on the ground. They're going to do whatever they want to do.
Gladiators pretty much just need a turnover here. That's the only way. Haley got spun around in the backfield there by Hilton.
That's a really good play by Hilton. He's got nosed up by the receiver, and the receiver's trying to block him to his outside shoulder, and Hilton's able to stick his arm in there as the running back makes a cut back inside and able to get enough of him to trip him up. But it gives him a 1st and goal here with 10:30 left to go in this last quarter.
Miles to his right, Harrington to his left. We'll give it to Miles, looking for the edge. He's not going to find it. Great job there, sealing the edge by O.J. Mao. He's been outstanding tonight.
Mao has had a heck of a game on the defensive line tonight. He has really kind of set that edge. He was the only one who's gotten really close to sacking Powell all night long, and Powell was able to somehow get that ball out of his hands before Mao brought him down. But he's really made some great adjustments from the first time we saw him here at home to now. And that's the first time they've been able to stop that jet sweep all night long, and that's credit to him and his ability on that edge.
Rattlers looking for the kill shot here. Powell. It's complete. He wasn't down yet as Hilton couldn't get him all the way down. Great job staying on his feet there by Daryl Monroe.
Well, that's about as good of a football play I've seen on both sides of the ball. Hilton, on a little screen, you'll see Monroe come out on the screen here. You'll see him come around and turn around right behind the line of scrimmage. And then Hilton just comes downhill and cuts his legs out. And Monroe, with the heads-up play of knowing that he wasn't down, he hadn't been touched yet, and he hadn't put an elbow down, he's able to post his arm and run. That's a fantastic football play. If you're a guy who likes watching film and likes watching football plays on both sides of the ball, that was a great play.
And the big defensive lineman from LSU, Travante Valentine, is down on the turf, so we'll take an injury timeout and come back after this.
If you have suffered tragic injury from an automobile which failed to meet safety standards, such as roof failure, door failure, or seatbelt failure, we can have the vehicle immediately inspected by our experts to determine a system failure. The vehicle must be preserved for inspection. Call the law firm of David C. Chavez now at 505-865-9696. We don't just consider who caused the injury, we look to see what the cause of the injury was.
Hi, Christy Pofall with Chastity Dyer here with the Pofall team over at Guild Mortgage.
We're super excited to be the official 2021 title sponsor for the Duke City Gladiators. We know you guys are going to have a great season. We can't wait to see everyone there.
If you or anybody you know have any mortgage needs, refinance or purchase, give us a call with 505-261-8888. We'd love to be able to help you.
Back at it. There you see Travante Valentine being helped off the field.
That's a big loss for the Gladiators up front. You know, Mal's done a great job, but so has Valentine all night long. And to lose that caliber of player this late in the game, that's going to hurt. But the Gladiators got to find a way to make a play here. A turnover would go a long way in this situation, but under center, you expect a run play.
Rattlers trying to put this one away. To Monroe, again, he's met in the backfield, and he's brought down at the 5-yard line. It's Mao again. It's been everywhere.
Well, what's interesting is it seems to be the Rattlers' heavy package, because you'll see number 92, Diavanzo, out there on the edge trying to block. He absolutely tattooed Robinson coming upfield to make a tackle. And not Robinson, Hilton, but that was their heavy run package, and the Gladiators did a great job of snuffing that out and getting a stop here with a little over 8 minutes to go.
Miles was in motion. Looked like he was in the end zone before the snap. Powell going to fake it, keep it himself, and he's in. A touchdown for Drew Powell.
Well, the Gladiators did a great job of covering 4 guys. Unfortunately, there was a 5th on the field who could make a play, and that was a situation where Powell was able to move his feet and act like he was going to dump it off there over the top, and the defender had to do what he needed to do to try to make a play on the ball. But you'll see here on the replay, Powell does a great job. The offensive line gives him the time he needs. He steps up into the hole, fake pass, wide open into the end zone.
And that is Drew Powell's second rushing touchdown of the night. He's got 12 touchdowns on the ground this year. Powell, the ultimate dual threat, and the Rattlers starting to create some separation here.
Gladiator Football is brought to you by these proud partners: Garcia's Kitchen, New Mexico Rail Runner, Cello Grill, J Gumbos, Jack in the Box, and by Archuleta Restoration and Remodeling.
Rattlers are starting to flex their muscles here in the second half. You see Maximus, our mascot, somehow he's still smiling. 7:55 to play here. The Rattlers have doubled them up, 44-22.
The difference in the half has really been the Rattlers' ability to run the ball. When you can run the ball and you can control the clock and you can run off as much time, or you can have quick strikes like they had in the first half, that really has been the difference in the two halves. But the Gladiators have found ways to move the ball, but that turnover is really kind of a dagger.
Dent Jr. was the deep man on that one. There's a flag on the play. Taylor and Harrington were exchanging pleasantries as well. Well, this is the first of 3. Take one more look at this.
Yeah,
fantastic
you'll see it.
Touchdown.
Just a little fake pass. He was really going to throw it, but he saw the defender turn his back to him and gave him open space for a touchdown. But that's what you get when you get a dual threat quarterback like Powell. He's just so hard to keep bottled up. And the more time he has back there, the bigger the play he's going to make.
And they've had some good ones there in Arizona, and Powell came in middle of the season last year.
I think he can hang with some of the better guys that they've had come through that program.
Seven and a half to go in this one. Davis on the quick one to Dello Davis. Dello finds a little bit of space at the wall and a short gain to Dello.
That's a great job by Elmore doing what he needed to do to make a block there for Dello to give him space to run. Dello's so shifty in his ability to find small creases and make big yards, but Elmore did a fantastic job of locking his DB up.
Holding in the offense here.
Maybe that's why he did a great job of locking him up.
So Jared Elmore gets flagged for the hold there.
Well, with second down and 7 minutes left to go here, or replay of first down, excuse me, and 7 minutes to go. We'll see if they can find a way to get a quick strike here. But with the Rattlers dropping 2 back each time and trying to keep that 2 shell in front of everything, it's going to be difficult for them.
They've really made great halftime adjustments. That was almost picked off. Pearson jumped that route there.
That's that cover two shell we were just talking about. Pearson is that second safety on this side, and he just floats over. And you've got Amy running a little shallow post route across the middle, and he just read it all the way. You'll see it here on the replay. He drops back. He's able to keep his shoulders square to the line of scrimmage, and he makes a fantastic break on the ball and almost came down with that.
Yeah, he had his ears pinned back there ready. He saw the touchdown, didn't he?
He was ready to go.
Great defensive adjustments in the second half for Kevin Guy and his staff. They've really taken away the deep ball. They'll go to Amy again. He's complete into the seats, enough for a first down.
And I think the Rattlers will give that route up. They've done a great job. They had 2 guys deep. And when you drop 2 guys back like that, you're going to get some open holes underneath. And that's kind of what they're hanging their hat on right now. They're going to make them work it all the way down the field, because even if they get a touchdown out of here, the more time they take off the clock, it's just going to be easier and easier for them to close this game out.
All right, try to be alert this time, Brandon. In case
I'm ready.
I'm
ready.
Come this way again. You know, you're.
I've seen all 3 Karate Kids. I'm ready to defend us, boys. I got us squared up.
Elmore and Dello Davis in motion on the right side. It's going deep for Amy. He got pushed there. How did a flag not come out on that?
Well, that's what they wanted. They saw something in the coverage. I think Davis saw something that he could take that shot to Amy with, and man, they had what they needed. You'll see it here on the replay. It's just a straight up vertical route, and he runs right by the defender and just loses it. Loses contact with the ball, and that was just an easy 6 points that they missed. But
Pearson did enough there to push him with the 2 hands, rerouted him.
Yeah, he just enough to kind of mess up his vision, lost track of the ball. And an opportunity missed there for sure.
Davis, now he's in trouble, and he gets rid of it.
That's the hold there.
Flag. So they missed the last one, but they didn't miss this one.
No, Arizona's dropping into that two-man coverage. They're dropping 2 guys back, and they're trying to man up everything underneath. And I believe number 4, DJ Williams, just got a little too handsy there with the receiver coming across the middle, and they were able to get the penalty they needed to move the chains.
So that'll move the chains here for the Gladiators.
We're out of the danger zone. We're good. We're safe.
There you go.
It's a good day. Well, it feels like the Gladiators have lost a pep in their step a little bit, unfortunately. it'd be nice to see some more points here at the end of this half with 4:20 left to go in this fourth quarter.
We're coming up on 4 to play here. Davis looking to the end zone, and it's incomplete. Amy was his intended target again.
Amy was his target, but Pearson was right where he needed to be.
Great coverage down the field again.
He really didn't need to put his hands on him at all, but he just cut the route off, and he was just in the way enough where Amy didn't have a chance. You'll see it on the replay. You'll see Pearson on the inside there as Amy tries to break out to that corner, but he's got the right position and the right leverage, and it's a great defensive play by Pearson.
Rattlers are pitching a shutout here in the second half, Brandon.
Yeah, you talk about halftime adjustments. They made them on both sides of the ball. The defense made some great adjustments with their coverages that is disallowed any points, and the offense, man, that run game is impressive.
Davis again looking to Amy. It's complete into the seats.
That's a fantastic catch by Amy. That's top 10 right there, baby.
He has been target number 1 tonight for Nate Davis, and he has answered the call.
That's their bread and butter. That's that. You'll see it on the replay here. This is just a little timing route. He's going to push vertical to the toes of the defender and make a cut on time. That ball's out before he makes his break, and what a great job of holding on to that over the barrier into the VIP seats.
Davis going to float it up for Elmore, and it's incomplete.
Man, that was a great view from where we were sitting. That's a little back shoulder play. He was looking at Elmore the entire way. He saw the leverage of the DB, and tried to just throw it to his back shoulder. You see it here on the replay. Tries to get to that back shoulder just a little bit too far behind him.
The Rattlers done a great job just disrupting the timing.
Well, we had talked about that against Tucson, that adjustment that they saw when they were able to put hands on receivers. That made a big adjustment, and it was really difficult for our Duke City Gladiators to put points on the board when they're getting rerouted.
Davis with pressure. And that's into the seats.
2 in a row!
That fan's taking home 2 souvenirs.
It is. I thought he was throwing it to Steve Davis over there just as a souvenir. I was hoping Steve was going to jump out and leave his feet.
That's not going to happen.
No, that's unfortunate. Well,
it'll be interesting to talk to Kevin Guy after the game to talk about his halftime adjustments.
Yes, because whatever they did is something that needs to be written down and studied by other teams, because they've done what they needed to do on both sides of the ball. Getting close to the 1-minute warning here. Who do you got for player of the game?
Davis, and that is batted down. Looks like Amy was the intended receiver again. So that will take us to the 1-minute warning. And the Rattlers are trying to preserve this shutout in the second half. 44-22, Arizona.
Your Duke City Gladiators return to action live. Tickets are available at DukeCityGladiators.com. All fans are welcome. Get your tickets as they are limited and will sell out. Are you ready to experience professional football in New Mexico? Tickets are available at DukeCityGladiators.com.
My name is Ed. I am a husband and father of 2. I was a non-union journeyman for years. I heard many good things about the union, and I was hesitant to make a change. Time just passes so quickly. I did my own research, and I owed it to myself and my family to look into the Brotherhood. IBEW 611 secures my wages and benefits, a safe work environment, and means to retirement with dignity. Becoming a member of the union and working for Nico Contractors was one of the best decisions I have ever made for myself and my family. Thank you, IBEW.
We are the United Association of Journeymen and Apprentices. We are searching for men and women who want to jumpstart to a challenging career as a certified welder. You're not the type to want a job where you're trapped behind a desk. Instead, you're searching for a career path that combines analytical skills with hands-on work. At the UA, we offer a paid apprenticeship program that...
We're back at it here out of the 1-minute warning. You know, this defense, you know they're going to go all the way here. They want to preserve that shutout, don't they, in the second half?
Absolutely. It's something they can hang their hat on as a staff and as a team.
Davis with some time. Now he's going to bring it down and heave it, and it's complete. It's a touchdown to Dello Davis. I think he was in the air when he was throwing that one.
I hope we get a chance to see a replay of that one, because that was just an athletic play by a great quarterback, and really a great block by the center to give him the time he needed to throw that ball. But man, what a great sidearm, Davis to Davis.
I think, yeah, he was parallel to the ground when he let that go, wasn't he?
He was chucking that ball from his hip for sure, and that was a fun play to watch. But that's a great way to close it out, because as a team, you don't want everyone to get shut out, whether it's a quarter or a half or a game, and to put points on the board. And they really, without that interception, they would have had more points on the board anyways. But it's a great way to close this game out with less than a minute left.
Davis looking for the 2-point conversion, and it is good to Jared Elmore. So they've been good on that 2-point conversion.
And it's the same play. You get the outside receiver from the backside here. Is this the touchdown or the?
Let's take another look.
This is the touchdown. Pulled down by his jersey, falling backwards. Just kind of flicks it up there to, guess who? Dillo Davis.
We'll be right back.
That may be right for you. This is a 5-year educational track providing students with all the skills they need to succeed as a certified welder. And for the work you do as a welding apprentice, you'll actually get paid. You'll earn while you learn, making more with each year of experience. The UA apprenticeship program is free for all students. So when you graduate as a UA certified welder, you'll have no college loans or trade school debt to carry with you. Plus, you'll also receive all the benefits that come with UA membership, such as healthcare for you and your family, as well as a great retirement package. We are UA 412.
We take another look here at is this the touchdown again? I believe it is, yeah. Off balance throw for the touchdown.
Off balance, flips it up to Davis. A great way to end this game.
Well, there's still some time left here, Brandon.
Well, let's see what the Rattlers do. Are they going to go for their quick score? Harrington back behind the defenders like we saw in the first half, or are they going to go back to their jet sweep, which has been absolutely dominating in the second half?
Gladiators will obviously be onside kicking here, I would imagine. And that has had very limited success this year. Of course, that naturally is a very low percentage play. This one's up for grabs, and that's a smart play by just batting it into the seats.
Batting it out. Did what he needed to do. He knew exactly where the ball was.
Haley with a great job there.
I don't think I saw a single onside kick last year, and this year we've seen 15.
Yeah. Final 47 seconds in this one. So short field for Powell here. They'll have a chance to add on.
Back to the jet sweep.
Miles of the carry. It's down to about the 5-yard line. They will have to run another play. About 10 seconds separate the game and play clock here.
I'll tell you what, Harrington had all he could handle of Mal on that block there on the edge.
Mal's been a bright spot for the Gladiators, no doubt, today.
Yes, he's been all over the place. The defense as a whole has really done a fantastic job of making some great adjustments. They just got to find a way to stop the run, and I think that was the same problem we've had over the last couple of weeks.
Again, they'll give it on the ground and in for the touchdown. It's Miles on the carry. Point after pending here with 8 seconds remaining. We'll talk to Kevin Guy at the conclusion here. Head coach and team president of the Arizona Rattlers. Good snap and hold, and the kick is good. The extra point is through. 8 seconds to play, 51-30 in favor of the Rattlers.
And you'll see on the replay here, just a little jet sweep, just like they've always done, but this time under center, and he's able to get to the edge and find space for that touchdown with less than 10 seconds left.
Life is like no other. It's fight and flight. It's putting down roots to something bigger than a place. We were started almost 60 years ago. We understand the challenges because military life is still real life. We're here to fight for them, to help them grow, realize their dreams, and grab their slice of the American pie. That's why we do what we do. Come meet us at KirtlandFCU.org. Kirtland Federal Credit Union. You belong.
Back at it here for the final 8 seconds. Dello Davis is deep. Greg Dent Jr. is up at the 10-yard line. Dello looking for some space, cuts back up the middle at the 10. Dello on his feet at the 20. He's got one more man to beat. It was the kicker. He slowed him down. Dello's still on his feet, and he's going to go in for a house call. It's a touchdown as time expires for Dello Davis.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So that'll do it. Dello Davis with the score at the end here.
What a great, yeah, Lee, you talk about athleticism and great blocking up front too, but man, he made 3 or 4 guys miss, and he ran out of a couple tackles.
And that'll leave a little bit of a sour taste in the mouth of Kevin Guy. I don't believe they have to even try the extra point.
He said the game was over, so I don't think they have to try the extra point. It's a moot point at this point. But look at the replay. You'll see great blocking, and here's 1 tackle he runs out of, 2 tackles he runs out of, and here's a third, 4 tackles that he runs out of and get into that end zone. That just that's just all athleticism right there, boys.
We'll take a timeout, come right back and wrap it up.
If you have suffered tragic injury from an automobile which failed to meet safety standards, such as roof failure, door failure, or seatbelt failure, we can have the vehicle immediately inspected by our experts to determine a system failure. The vehicle must be preserved for inspection. Call the law firm of David C. Chavez now at 505-865-9696. We don't just consider who caused the injury, we look to see what the cause of the injury was.
Hi, Christy Pofall with Chastity Dyer here with the Pofall team over at Guild Mortgage.
We're super excited to be the official 2021 title sponsor for the Duke City Gladiators. We know you guys are going to have a great season. We can't wait to see everyone there.
If you or anybody you know have any mortgage needs, refinance or purchase, give us a call with 505-261-8888. We'd love to be able to help you.
Barbecue is the most authentic Texas barbecue in the 505. If you need a little taste of Texas, Dickey's is the place to be. Chiba Hut is the home of Albuquerque's favorite toasted subs. Sizes varying from nugs to blunts and all your
unfortunately, we could not get Kevin Guy before he left the field tonight. But wow, what a second half. I don't know what is more impressive, the adjustments on the defensive side of the ball or on the offensive side of the ball. Where do you want to start?
It's a coin toss, really, because both sides of the ball did what they needed to do to just make not just little adjustments, but just game-changing adjustments. The Rattlers, their ability to run the ball in the second half, we didn't see a single 34 yards to close out the first half, and I'd like to see the stats on the second half. And then on the offensive side of the ball, they just running wherever they wanted to run. It was just ridiculous.
Well, you mentioned they had just those 34 yards of running on the ground in the first half. They got more than that in the first drive of the second half.
Yeah, they had 45-plus yards in that first drive, and it was the same play right and left. They obviously saw something that they could take advantage of. Sweep right, sweep left. That jet sweep just kind of killed them all night long, and then it was impressive to watch.
The Rattlers showing you why they're the cream of the crop. They win it 51-36. I want to thank our directors tonight, Alden Iwani and Josh Brown. Of course, my broadcast partner, Brandon Back. Sebastian Noel saying goodnight from the Event Center here in Rio Rancho.